The umpires tonight, Schmidt, Bennell and Jeffrey, and we're underway. Friday night football. Carlton desperate for a victory. Rucks go at it, one down by Goldstein. Greenwood could have been taken high, threw it out of there. If he didn't get the first free, he was certainly going to give up the second, so Carlton get the free kick. Couple queuing up there to take it. Yaron? No, it's Gibbs. Oh, well, they've wasted it now. Yaron just getting a feel for it, but now I would imagine everything in blue and white is back across half back.
Well, one player they need to really avoid is Lockie Hansen. Last time we saw him on a Friday night, he took a lot of contested marks playing that kick behind the ball, and already he set himself in front of Casbolt Henderson.
Gibbs comes out wide, intended for Jamison. Height advantage over Harvey, just pops and takes the mark about 75 metres from goal. Had his hands full last week, sends it deep into attack now. With a run is Henderson, in from the side Bell, no mark. Hansen goes after it, well played. Judd is in there as well. We've got a whistle and a ball up.
He was floating back Hansen as you nominated, Tom, but at least the Carlton players flew at the footy and didn't allow him to take the uncontested mark. So that was a good contest by the blue jumpers in their forward 50.
So Goldstein and Wood, as Dennis said, such a long time between matches for Wood at this level. Hansen downloads, threw it away actually, but okay, McDonald squeezing it out. Yaron in pursuit. Got through Curnow. Harvey gave him a little shove. Rowe, slight fumble. Okay, Jard caressing the footy out wide. Good kick to Henderson. Beautiful entry from Judd. And Henderson within range. He can get this trip.
That's where you are, Scott.
That is setting up your forward, isn't it? You got a chance, you're under pressure, but just a low, flat pass. Henderson just was able to top pace into the footy. That is using the midfield possession really well.
He's kicked 8 goals in his last 3 matches. He's had a bit of an inconsistency. He's had some really, really good days and nights and some fallow ones. And that ball coming back, not quite. Had the length. So the first scores are behind to Henderson, who's the equal with Menzel as the leading goal kicker at the club this year. 22 goals. So yeah, way off Coleman medal pace.
Wright, good pass. Wright's been in terrific form. So's this man, Harvey. Averaging 25.5 possessions a game. Here's Hansen. Took a heavy knock last week. Concussed. Ball goes down towards half forward from Greenwood. Leading back in the race is Jamison. Bounced obligingly for him. Heard the voice. Everett. Played every game this season. Jamison feigns a hand pass. Untidy kick. McMahon comes hard. So did Bell. Well done by Bell. Well, he missed Murphy. Simpson tidies up. Well, Gibbs made it difficult for Murphy, and Murphy in the process gets a knock on the knee, I'd suggest. It might be knee to knee. Boundary throw in.
Knee to knee. Just watch it here with McMahon coming in. They both came up a little bit proppy. McMahon also a bit of hyperextension there as well, so we'll keep an eye on that.
Barnes had a lot of injury this year. Judd again, getting a clearance. Simpson taken down by Farita.
In fact, speaking of McMahon, I was down in the rooms before the game, and the players arrived 2 hours before the game. He was there a good 2.5, 3 hours before getting ready for the game.
It's a long time, Tom.
Plenty to read in the record in that hour.
So Bastanak. North have got a lot of players that haven't missed a game for a long, long time. Bastanak's one of them. And a ball up. So a quietish start, isn't it, to this Friday night match between a team that's pushing for maybe top 4 and looks almost certain to play top 8, and a team that's won half as many games down near the bottom.
Greenwood only as far as Everett. Majak Dor. That was a strong tackle in the back, says the umpire. That'll be a free kick. White will take it. Dor had him dead to rights, but White gets the free kick and goes back inside the defensive 50. Doherty. Everett out wide, setting Thomas a task here. Young McDonald played it pretty well, found it on the deck. Petrie did brilliantly with the Shepherd. Kick goes inside the forward 50. Black stretching out. It's taken there by Everett. Knew where the help was. Back to Doherty. Doherty out of the back pocket. Here's Robinson. Back after suspension. Runs it up from the back pocket. Curnow. Nice work, Jamison. He's been busy early. Poor kick though. Hansen missed it. Henderson, head down. Oh, he stayed down longer than he needed to. And he was clipped there by Greenwood. Gets a free kick.
Well, Brad Scott's message was to get into their face early, wasn't it? That's what Andrew Swallow told you, Tom. But North a sedate start, I reckon, at the moment. Back goes Cunnington to right, to Gibson, and spreads it to Bastanak. Just a little untidiness, but the handball's okay. So touching it down, McDonald. Short, and Hanson's off in the general. Building, right handball. Wide to Atley. Simpson brings him down, and then Simpson stood up well and releases Murphy.
On the wing, feigns a hand pass, wheels around. Still nothing much on. Well, that was a clever kick, but the man down there couldn't take the mark. It was Waite. In the side is a late inclusion for Rito. McMahon and now Del Santo. Across half back. Feeds it to Gibson. Greenwood. Well, there's 3 on 2, but the 2 are going to do okay here. Yaron, one of the 2, well, has been penalised. Thought for a moment he was going to be held without it. Couldn't find a way through. Short pass comes to Thompson. All Australian last season. 4 to centre half back. Probing kick inside the forward 50.
Petrie, front spot, row at the back. Dorr was lurking, Jamison, White, Dorr's tackle okay. Curnow squeezes, doesn't quite get it out as far as he wanted to. It's corralled by Greenwood. Now Dorr, nearly, big fly. He split a couple, didn't he? Jamison, Dorr with him. And now Goldstein in the pocket, ball still in play. Goldstein's kick to Petrie, well done by Rowe. Against the flow there, ball at centre half back, Rowe. Robinson, Menzel very deep, and then clever little caress out to half back, and a boundary throw in.
I'm with you, Bruce. I think Carlton are standing up really well physically at the moment. North just a couple of % off, which is all you need to be in this game.
Yeah, really nervous start by the Kangaroos, isn't it? They're playing very defensive, getting their players behind the ball, but there's just not that fluency in their play at the moment.
Boundary throw in, Casbolt. Goldstein. Judd. Third possession, well, almost. Murphy backs out of the pack. The intention was good. Bastanak. Thompson finds a way through, miscues with a kick, bounces inside the forward 50. Jamison could have been held. Everett, he started well. White, right on the kickoff line. Judd is on for the short one, barely the 15. Now Wood is calling for it. Judd a little uncertain as to whether to go to him or not. There's White once more, drives it up towards the wing. Menzel is lurking behind, not required. Casbolt to Bell, full-chested, goes down towards half-forward, lovely kick. Oh, well done, McMahon. Fingertips to it was enough. Then he hangs on to Henderson. No, it's the other way. High and a free kick to McMahon.
She was a 50-50. I wonder when Juddy looked up and saw Wood, he might have said, who's that bloke?
Well, outside of Scott Thompson, I reckon all the North Melbourne defenders give you a little bit of time and space. And so if Carlton can be really precise with their ball use, they've got plenty of options up front.
Clever play by Harvey and Dal Santo, and a lovely leg by Dal Santo.
Holding the arm. Holding the arm. Good decision to play Tui on Thomas. He likes to run off halfback, Tui. Good at that. Not so sure if he's a sort of full backline player, which Thomas virtually plays just as a small full forward in a way. That's the makes himself a target.
Good decision now. This has been such a feature of Thomas's career, the way he's turned his goal kicking around. He's 16 goals, 6 from set shots this year. I mean, probably it's 3 years ago now, there were at least maybe 2, 3 that he just couldn't find the goal, could he?
Probably, yeah, only 2. It was not long ago he had the yips real bad.
2011 league kicked 21-36 from set shots. So,
real bad.
So he's 16-6 this year. He was very good last year. Now, this is a tough kick for a left footer. But you feel like he's a chance. You wouldn't have said that in 2011. He's a good chance. There you go. He's a very good kick. It's official. How do you do that, Lee? How do you improve so much when you're a mature person?
I think it's more confidence than technique, to be honest. I mean, his technique was never that bad, but he sort of started to slot it through. Then all of a sudden he feels like he can, and he does. He just developed. Even that one, he ran slightly out to the left to make it an even acuter angle. So no, he's got the rhythm now.
Straight out.
Yeah, very unusual here from Thomas. He's a left footer, and he arcs around on the left foot, so actually goes closer to the boundary, but that's obviously the way he practices it, and he gets that pendulum going straight through the footy, and goes straight through the goals.
Goldstein into the path of Swallow to half forward. Oh, well done. Petrie on the lead, 52 metres out, wants to move it quickly. Down towards full forward, lurking at the back, Harvey. Getting across, sensing the danger, Yaron. So Thomas off to another good start against the team he's playing tonight, Carlton. Loves playing against them. Ball goes back towards half-back. Rowe averages over 4 goals per game against the Blues. There goes the kick towards half-forward. Etihad stretching. Takes the mark just inside the boundary. Plenty of movement. Everett running hard. Takes the mark about 75 metres out. And again, there's movement. Waite wants it towards the middle. Goes in that direction. Can he get the run? Yes, he can. That was a very good kick.
No, there's nothing there. Straight back here.
Now, Waite's direct opponent is Lockie Hansen. We spent a bit of time talking about him. But you just watch it, he'll just give you enough. And if you launch it, the ball stuff come from opposing sides of the pack there. No body contact going into the contest, so
Didn't defend, Tom.
didn't defend at all.
Just went at the footy until the last minute.
And if Jared Waite's got the confidence to attack the ball, or whoever Hansen's direct opponent is, you've always got a chance.
The enigmatic Jared Waite. Put Carlton in front. Kick is on the way, does that. They lead by a point. Early going. It's one thing to put your hand up, it's another thing for a bloke to put it there, exactly where you need it. So Waite just got a little cruisy, moved away from Hansen. Hansen didn't have a body on him, thought he could do better. Waite can jump.
What a complex footballer he is.
The monkey off the bat. He can drift out of a game and just not get involved, Jared Waite, but get a goal early, get a mark early, get a goal early. Very talented player at his best.
Late inclusion tonight, along with Majak Dor. So they're the two that have come in, and Dor on song gets a penetrating kick to full forward. Well done by Rowe. Chanced his arm on Petrie. They're going to have their hands for the Carlton defence. North Melbourne's attack is potent. It's actually been North Melbourne's defence has been their most impressive part of their game this year. Curno's kick to centre wing. Everybody misjudged it, I think. So Thompson has hurt himself, but the ball comes to Waite at the back, and then Waite just gliding through, and then check sides it with a strange old kick, and then Henderson keeping it in now to behind. And still in the hands of the trainer, Scotty Thompson, but he's okay now, I think. Just in the ribs.
Short pass to the pocket, meantime. Toledo over the top. This is McDonald. Jabs it to half-back. Dangerous kick, but Harvey in a rich vein of form. Short of the wing. Greenwood, strong mark, plays on immediately. Looks down towards the half-forward line. Going back is Petrie. Knocked away down there by Rowe. Petrie didn't have the football. Slapped forward by Thomas. Sliding, he sockers it down towards full forward. Controlled at least initially by Jamison. Was that in the back? If not, it's holding the ball. The umpire has a third alternative. Well done.
Yeah, good decision, because I think, in fact, Goldstein pulled the ball back under Jamison's body, and I think the umpire realised that. Good decision.
Thomas was clever too, wasn't he, with the toe poke. Dor, well done. Adams on the up. Bastanak gets it back. Swallow. Gee, Bell was very strong there. Able to get it off Bastanak, or Swallow, I should say. Henderson thumping on. McMahon, who... And then Wright's kick back into the centre. Little give from McDonald. Dal Santo switching to Swallow. And then Swallow just right on centre wing.
On the logo, sends it down towards half-forward. That's all directed. Over the chest of Simpson, best and fairest last season for the Blues. Short to Murphy, the captain. Menzel is on the move, back in the team tonight. The proven goal kicker this season, deep in defence for the moment to Robinson, surrounded. Is that 50? No. Thomas is step late. Robinson.
Been the release player out this side of the ground a couple of times tonight so far, Mitch Robinson.
Rowe. Jamison, sweeping hand pass. Simpson. Is that out in the full? Groan from the crowd. Boundary umpire says it's okay. Thomas has got the ball. Comes back to Rowe. So just for the moment, we're out of ideas. Rowe looking up the middle. doesn't chance it. Comes to Murphy, who can run from here. Murphy runs outside the 50. Good-looking kick. Man off the bench. Takes it. Yaron. He's away. One bounce in pursuit. Del Santo. Right back Yaron. Just outside the 50 to finish, and he does. Onto the chest of Lockie Henderson. Well, the build-up was slow, but in the end it was precise.
The precise part was the Murphy kick in, which actually brought Yaron back into the centre of play. So easy thing would have been to go boundary side, but he saw it was Chris Yaron. He had a bit of toe on Nick Del Santo, brought him back into the corridor, and we know the pace and vision that Chris Yaron has.
So Lockie Henderson to stretch the lead. Carlton giving as good as they're taking right here. Henderson's kick is on the way, and it's strong. It's good. 14 plays 6.
A good start, and as Tom said, I mean, Murphy's kick changed the whole dynamics of the situation. It was like a geometry quiz in a way, and it made it so much better, didn't it?
Well, both their goals now have come from their defensive 50 inside the forward 50. So it's been that real fluent play-on style of play that has given them the 2 goals.
No, they look good early, don't they? They really do. Lee, you were there when he was recruited. Is he as good a player as the potential suggested?
Oh, he is now, yes. He was recruited pick 8, so he's recruited as a high-quality centre forward, and he's done well. He can play at either end. Very valuable player, Lockie Henderson.
So number 8 for the Brisbane Lions when Lee was coaching Lockie Henderson. So part of that big trade a couple of years after that. So good start for the Blues here. Great stuff by Murphy and Yaron a moment ago as well. Greenwood, that's a wonderful tackle, bringing him down weight, clever. So he's up and about. Robinson was the tackler. And Menzel's normally pretty good with ball in hand. Chipping. And OK, Thomas. I think Everett's in trouble here. Ellard's long kick's not going to get far enough, or does it? Yaron, silky smooth, Yaron. Oh, he's good when he's on. He's had a lovely minute, Yaron, or two. And Everett has been so good. I think Den made the point, hasn't missed a game this year with an injury.
He did the finishing then, Yaron, but he's the player you want if you can get the ball in a bit of space where you can run and carry that way. He just balanced up and kicked the goal, but he was the one who was a release play on the wing that got the ball to Henderson, so a very talented offensive player.
It was a courageous kick, wasn't it? Because it went right across the face. If that gets spoiled, the Kangaroos go from one end to the other, and that's what I love. You have to have the courage to act if you want to score, and that's what the Blues have done the last few occasions.
Just fairly early in the game, the Carlton tend to be attacking wide. The Kangaroos are trying to get through the centre corridor, but just at the moment, there's slightly different ways the two teams are going forward.
On the way down, Goldstein into the path of Swallow, had it, then lost it. Ellard, Cunnington got him in the back, says the umpire. So Ellard wants to go. They've got that about them tonight, Carlton. Simpson, not a bad-looking kick, deep into attack. Waite is down there, knocked away by Thompson. Ferrito tracks it back to the line and takes it across. Ferrito is looking after Waite at the moment. In fact, as I speak, Thompson goes to him now towards the square. So Waite has gone deeper. Tossed in. Casbolt. Goldstein ricochets to Gibbs. Throws it on the boot. That's a wonderful effort. Oh, what a good kick.
Well, we saw him play a career-best game here, I reckon, a few weeks back, where he kicked 4 goals, didn't he?
Yep, he's having, almost since he signed the contract, or certainly made it public that he was staying at Blue for life. He's had a fantastic couple of months, and in fact, I think he's had a really good year. I'd be surprised if he's not leading their best and fairest right now, and Lee often speaks about Bryce Gibbs in the way that if he has an opponent, a direct opponent as a starting point and works off, is when he plays his best footy, and I'd certainly agree with that.
Interesting scoreboard now. This is a hope for Carlton. All of a sudden, they look like they're on, and a concern for Carlton. All of a sudden, for North Hall, what's happening here? So, interesting psychology in the game as we get late in this first quarter.
And remember, North Melbourne's one of those teams, isn't it, that they can have an off night against a team that's ranked below them. That's been a sticking point with them, certainly this season, and a bit of last. Punched away from Rowe and a boundary throw in.
Wayne spoke earlier about just the jittery, as we see a little bit of argy-bargy. They're just a bit jittery, North, and even that last goal that Gibbs got, Sam Wright just fumbled at that crucial moment, and Bryce Gibbs swooped and kicked the goal. So Need to tidy up a bit here, the Roos.
Well, the Blues are sort of free of the anxiety of playing finals, aren't they? Whereas it's all in front of North Melbourne at the moment. Simpson belting the ball back. Good mark to McDonald.
Thanks, Jared. Oh, Jared.
Just calming it down. Geez, had a good season. Just missed the one game. I think he was ill last week. So he's played all but one in his first season. Father, son. We saw his dad in the rooms tonight, Donald. Kick from right, penetrating, gets to about 40 metres and Wood drops back. He must have started with you too, Lee Wood, did he?
Yes, he was drafted originally to the Lions before he went to Collingwood.
So here's Judd in the back half. Does he keep it in? That's a poor kick off the back. Poor foot for Juddy.
Was a poor kick. The positive is that Jared Wade is really moving well. He's drawing the footy. Scotty Thompson's gone to him, as Dennis pointed out earlier, because they don't want a third loose defender playing on Jared Wade when he's in this sort of nick.
Thompson, high ball, inside the 50. Petrie comes strongly. Stronger was Rowe. Big fist away. Well, Casbolt took it immediately. In fact, it's Simpson who took it and was immediately tackled by two players. So just outside the 50. Robinson almost ran into the umpire. Goldstein. Greenwood's been busy. It was good by Gibson. And the ball comes across from Swallow for Rito. Back inside the centre square. Hansen. Room in which to operate through the centre circles. Long kick. Black is outmanoeuvred. Doherty gets a fist on it. Adams leads in the race. Put the body in. Brilliant stuff. Stepping like Tim Watson. Petrie gets it onto the chest of Cunnington and he puts it through for a goal. Petrie so nimble.
Lee Adams was there, wasn't he, taking the hit and controlling the ball and dishing it off.
Take them very hard to score. They've had 12 inside 50 entries for only two scoring shots, North Melbourne. So the Carlton defence doing an extremely good job at this point of the game.
Bit of argy-bargy here, Adams and White. He's got one in the guts there, but to fight another day. There we go.
Yeah, they certainly get looked at. It's all about the intensity of the hit, I guess.
Gee, Wood got up right over Goldstein there. Well done. Murphy falling, got a handball away. Henderson, Judd trying to get through. Well done, Ellard to Robinson. Robinson with a very high ball. Going towards the boundary. Oh, Casbolt, what a mark! Not the clunk duck, but oh, just as impressive.
Well, he just wanted it more than anyone else, didn't he? He set his mind on it and he ran a good 40 metres and said, this is my mark.
Have you got a registered coach at Academy, Duck, or is it just if they're nice to you, you'll give them a bit of friendly advice?
Sort of what it's like, Lee. If the phone rings, I answer it.
Just saw Daisy going down to the room, so after that knock with the Petrie a moment ago. Gee, that was just a colossal mark.
And this is the area where he's really improved this year. I mean, he's actually kicking the goals that he should kick, and he goes back and he'll have a good swing at this.
Gee, you put some pressure on him here, Duck. Suddenly he's gone from evens to about 10-1. But he's given it a good old hoist and it's through from behind. But he's certainly, you feel like he's a guy that could kick 40 or 50 goals now next season, don't you?
Yeah, they have real confidence in him now, don't they? They see him up there and if they see a one-on-one or even a two-on-one, they kick it to him.
Thompson goes short, finds Atley. Carlton looking better as we approach quarter time. Atley loves this situation, takes on Ellard, runs away from him, goes inside the centre square. Football runs away from him. Now he's got a problem. Yaron met him. Del Santo stripped of the football by Doherty. It's going to be a free kick. So Carlton really feeling it at the moment. Not a complete surprise this. Sydney outscored Carlton by 8 points in 3 quarters last week. Carlton played like strangers on a prison bus for 1 quarter. That was the third. But at the present time, that form of 3 quarters is fizzing up to the surface as Harvey goes wide towards the outer side. Oh, wow! Adams is slow to get up.
No, that's all right. Right, rough conduct. Rough conduct, okay, reported. Okay. Yeah, that's it. That's all right.
So Robinson,
All right, report. Here, okay.
back from suspension, is on report.
You right? Yeah. You right? Reporting for rough conduct, okay. Okay, reported for rough conduct. Here. Here.
What do you reckon, guys?
Now, look, body to body to me. It might have been a free kick, but I don't think it was high contact. Didn't look like it. Just looked like it was body to body, didn't it?
The one we saw was the Thomas one where he went off just moments ago.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, Chris!
So black there, because Lee Adams featured with Chris Judd, didn't he? Infamously here on a Friday night a few seasons ago, and a boundary thrown. So a report made there.
he's had a lot of shoulder injuries, hasn't he, Adams? But he's, I mean, it'll all be on. Here we go. He's chosen a bump.
Oh, no,
and he's got him high. So the umpire's made the call to report, and I think he's in trouble.
So Swallow trying to get through. Back it goes to McDonald. Thomas, big fly. Harvey, clever. Building on. Simpson mopping up. Playing like a sweeper, Simpson. And the handball put wide under pressure in a boundary throw. And so
Knocked down to the tackle. Knocked down the tackle.
a report late in this opening term. Adams just collecting his thoughts there.
He's a tough guy.
Oh, yeah.
Goldstein over the top, knocked it down. Thomas.
It's, I think, unfortunately for Mitch Robinson, when that second angle of his shoulder hit
Straight back here.
Adams' head, that has to be the 1 or 2 weeks, you would have thought.
Out of there by Gibbs, the high ball towards the wing. Knocked away by Hansen, arriving quickly. Bell, Atlee, got the football off him though. A hand pass, indiscriminate. Del Santo couldn't do much with it. Good tackle, Menzel. Ball rolls across towards Greenwood. Now he's tackled high and will get the free kick.
Just thinking about Mitch Robinson, it's his third report in the last 10 weeks. He got 1 and 2 matches. He's just come back from a 2 match
Mitch Robinson, wasn't Buddy Franklin, was it? Because he will get... Buddy gets off some strange runs, Bruce. That's what I was saying.
Well, no, I'm with
Get back to this game.
Thomas has kicked to full forward. Oh, good mark, Boomer. And then wanting to give Curnow something to go on with. That was a 36-year-old using all the guile and experience that he's got. It's only 4 North Melbourne players that kick 450 goals, and he's one of them. Wayne Carey leads the list. John Longmire and Jock Spencer. So coming back north here.
That's a bit about what Wayne Carey was talking about in the pre-game, winning his own ball there. I mean, Ed Curnow really a one-on-one with, this is no disrespect to Boomer Harvey by any stretch, but he shouldn't outmark you, but he got the position right. He's a hard, got low centre of gravity and took the contested mark. And obviously Curnow's running with him pretty tightly at the moment.
I think Buddy's had a bit of favouritism, Lee, Dan.
I think he did a few weeks back, absolutely.
Quite right.
Straight back.
Not going to take many pat marks, but he's good enough one-on-one against a guy of similar size. He just, his body work was better, read the flight of the ball better.
So clock running down to quarter time. Dorr knocks it down. Gibbs taken high. Kicked a lovely goal earlier. Here's Murphy. Tackled by Harvey. Almost hands it across to Curnow, who immediately attracts the crowd and will have the ball up. So inside the last minute of the term, it's been entertaining stuff. Carlton dishing it up to North Melbourne. As we said earlier, they need a big scalp. This would be nice. They need the big finish. A lot of prime-time football coming up. There goes the kick inside the forward 50. Yaron goes back and takes the mark.
100th game tonight, along with Henderson and Robinson. So it's been a mixed bag for the Milestone boys in the opening term.
That's it.
Yaron and Henderson with goals, and Robinson with the report. Everett. Short. Tui.
Go with him, Drew. Go with him.
Heard from Zach before the match and the multicultural round. What a journey he's made from County Leash as he kicks to centre wing. And speaking of multicultural players, Dorr. And back it goes to Bastanak to half forward. Harvey quickly on. Good kick. Now does the siren go? No mark.
Got to clean up their 50-metre arcs, the Kangaroos. They're dominating midfield, but the extremities of the game, Carlton are doing well at both ends.
Well, Judd started well, so did the Blues, and they lead by 9 points in what has been an action-packed opening term on a Friday night here at Etihad. So Carlton 27 to North Melbourne 18 at quarter time.
Luke McDonald having a breakout game so far. 9 possessions in the opening term. Levi Greenwood, gee, he's come back and been very good for them, Tom.
Yeah, he's been outstanding. He looked a player a couple of years ago, and then a few of the younger boys went past him, but he provided grunt, and North Melbourne's form has coincided with Greenwood's also.
Start of the second term. Wood goes up, knocks it down decisively. Murphy comes out wide. Yaron, seen a fair bit of the footy, just lays it back towards Robinson, pushing up the ground. Casbolt, hands to it, couldn't hang on, it's out of bounds.
Yeah, Greenwood really struggled actually in the last 2 years. I think he only played 11 games in total, 5 and 6. And right now he's having a fantastic year.
And when he was recruited from Port Magpies all those years ago, the one plus about him was his hardness, and he displays it week in, week out.
Del Santo cleverly, but Gibbs better, and then breaking through. Don't know if he saw Harvey coming at him, and he checked the kick for Ellard. Right tapping on. Ellard has to keep his feet. Did okay, but Atley, a dangerous man with the ball in this position, sweeps the handball. Yaron clever, back to Yaron. He's thwarted Atley a couple of times tonight, Yaron. Doherty, Murphy, good kick. Murphy, Gibbs, I love saying their name in the one sentence. Gibbs not quite within range, hooking back. Wood steps himself and takes the mark. I was saying to Lee just a moment ago that if you're a ruckman, a bit like Tom Derrick's, if you're a ruckman and you sort of stay on the list longer than a midfielder, don't you?
Yes, you always need 2 or 3 because they get injured, and he just did a good job. And then he just really used his height, got the ball at its highest point, leap, full stretch. Good strong grab.
So first match is a blue, eh?
The thing with most of the 200-centimetre players, they can't keep their height up. Like if they've got full stretch, full leap, a long way up, but most haven't got the strength to do it.
It's a big kick for him. And he's got it. He's got it home, and the Blues get the first. And look at the reaction, eh?
No, that's great scenes. We saw Blaine Johnson kick his first goal for Carlton last week, and then didn't go so well after that. So hopefully the Blues can keep going, but they're looking dangerous in their front half.
And Tom, he's actually got over Goldstein a couple of times in the mid. I mean, he's had a couple of really good palms, including at the start of this quarter.
Yeah, you'd like to know what the condition of Robbie Warnock is at the moment. He's carried a huge load for Carlton, and Goldstein also. I mean, he plays 90% of game time for North Melbourne, a lone hand at this stage of the season. Last year, he's certainly fatigued. So
Celebrations, well done, young man. Well, not so young man. Toughest thing to teach in footy. Cameron Wood gets a goal. Toughest thing to teach in footy is size. He wins it again, taps it down. Greenwood touched off the boot. Del Santo. Well done by Gibbs. Having another good game. Wood's feeling it. Curnow grabs it. White under pressure, gets a kick off down towards half forward. Taken down there. Was that in the back on right? No. So play goes on. And the umpire decides to ball it up. It may be Menzel, the player who got him down. It is.
Thank you.
And this ball will be tossed up about 65 metres out from goal.
So Carlton with a fresh start again here. Robinson was the third man out. Bastanak gets the ball back over the centre. Good effort there by White in the front spot. Adams almost. Simpson, Dorr on him. Simpson sort of slapped it away. Dorr, well done. Really, well done, Dorr. Got through in the end and got a little bit on the kick. A 50-50 ball. Thomas couldn't quite against two. It was a good effort. Greenwood, we've talked a bit about. The smother was good from Yaron. Greenwood toe pokes it towards the boundary. The 2-15s, Doherty and Del Santo. And it's a boundary throw-in. They both had good years, those two guys. There's the coach. Thinking of Wood, he's only played under Matthews and Moldhouse. He's selected his coaches pretty well, hasn't he?
Yes, the creme de la creme, tossed in. About 40 metres out from goal. Well done, Bastanak. After Goldstein put it in his path, Petrie, Rowe frisking him. Comes across to Yaron. Knew where the help was. Off the ground by Gibbs, outside the defensive 50. Waite slaps it back in the wrong direction. Curnow, the ricochet came off Robinson. Rolls out to Adams. Quick thinking Jacobs sends it down towards full forward. Petrie will almost stumbles, and the ball hits the behind post. Good result for North.
Tim, are the Blues about to bring their sub on?
Yes, they are. Nick Graham's about to come on, and Everett has been subbed out of the game. So it's a left leg injury. Couldn't detect whether it was the ankle or whether it was the calf or the knee, but he's definitely gone for the night.
That's a blow. Thomas, still Thomas. Good tackle from Doherty because he was in a good position. Down Dalsano goal. Really good stuff. Right side for him, and he's got a lot of skill. Well, I reckon Tom made the comment a few weeks ago that he was just about the recruit of the year. Maybe Buddy's got him now. Tom was holding steadfast for a while, but he's been good, Dalsano, hasn't he?
Yep. He's been a great pickup, Bruce. He experienced player, but he's been one of the Kangaroos' best 2 or 3 you would have thought this year.
No, for sure. Good numbers, clever with the ball in hand.
Andreas Everett off the ground now, started very well, 7 possessions before he came off. And as we said, hadn't missed a game all this season. Knee on knee right there. On the way down, Casbolt. Greenwood really loving his game. Murphy steals it away. Etihad out of the centre circles. Down towards half forward. Bounces awkwardly for Thompson. Wait. Oh, here's trouble. Judd runs inside the forward 50, lines up, kicks a goal. Oh, wind back the clock. Give him a bit of space. That's one thing I will say since he's come back this season. His kicking is as good as it's been for a while.
And we saw this pass to Henderson earlier tonight, Dennis, didn't we? Actually, Wade played a lovely little part in that as well. But, well, maybe a night like tonight makes a big difference for next year, doesn't it?
They're using the ball really well. Even on that occasion, the hand pass was in front of Judd. He didn't need to change direction.
Lee, you talked pre-match about that Judd hasn't really lost much pace.
No, he hasn't. No, if he's fit, he's still got the physical capabilities to keep playing. Even if he that was a centre square, aggressive run forward, got on the end of the hand pass across half forward line.
So both Wade and Judd, 2 of the veterans who are at interesting stages of their career, getting involved. Speak of the Judster, well done. And there's another, well, even older man. I mean, in Harvey having a say as well. What about Harvey? When he had his first game, he was 71 games behind Dustin Fletcher. He's got within 12 of him right now.
Gets into Greenwood to Goldstein. Loops it into the path of McDonald. Couldn't control it. Simpson goes in the other direction. North are exposed now. Robinson to Judd. That's a good kick. Waite, given some space. Takes the mark.
We're looking at Wade tonight, and we're wondering how come he hasn't been in the side this last bit. Garland is Jeff Garland, who has been another weapon for Carlton. Is actually was the second, another of the emergencies. He's shown the kind of form tonight, Wade, that makes him a really good player in most forward groups.
That's their 6th mark inside the forward 50, so they're on track for bettering their season average, but more importantly, it's their 4th contested. And we spoke about how stingy the North defence has been. They're really exposing them in the packs at the moment, the Blues.
Interesting debate, that one. Some nights you wonder why he's in the team. There goes the kick out to the right. He's been very good tonight, although that kick belies what he's done so far. He's looking dangerous.
You can say, Dennis, there's a long way between his best and his worst.
Yeah, perfectly put.
But again, a good situation of Judge kicking prowess at the moment.
Yeah, he could pick it in the right spot.
So 10 scoring shots to 4 at the moment. So North are, I think, are flattered by the scoreboard, frankly.
And just they've had 13 inside 50s for 10 scoring shots. That's outstanding efficiency of getting shots from forward entries.
So Carlton with a handy lead. Wood building forward. Judd on the up. Good hands. Really good hands. Close. And behind from Doherty.
Can we pop up that should Chris Judd play on next year graphic again?
Do it now.
I reckon the percentages might have changed a bit from half an hour ago.
You were thinking yes before, and you're thinking very much yes right now.
The question was will. That might be a different question, of course.
White's kick comes back inside the 50 by Thomas. He tracks it close to the boundary line. Bastanak took him down. Thomas to his feet. Graham hurriedly touched off the boot. Gathered by McDonald. He's been good. Bundled over the line. There's Thompson. And there's White.
Let's go, up we go.
Says everything about his attitude. Enjoyed that tackle.
Up we go.
Not so Thompson, who for the 2nd time tonight is slow to get up.
So pressure time here for the Kangaroos. It's just been a nervy match for them so far, hasn't it? They really haven't had much flow to their game. Doherty just missed one a moment ago. Goldstein heard the umpy. Adams got down low. Handball. gee, okay. So Simpson's got him. It's normally a good kick, Simpson. He's generally very careful with the ball. Hates to waste a ball. He's just going to have to lob this one forward. Where's Casbolt or Waite? One of the two. Well done, Goldstein. Bastanak will run it over. And it's a behind.
What Carlton have been really good at doing is denying North Melbourne marks. They've only had the 17 so far this quarter. On season average go for 95. So defensively across the ground, the Blues 1-1 have been great.
Del Santo runs the other side then. Got his 4th goal of the season a little earlier. A beauty. He's generally been inaccurate this season. Harvey grabs it, kicks inside the forward 50. Thomas ran past the footy. Tui taken high, surely, and he'll get a free kick. Del Santo on the season, just going back to that, has 4-8 now. Most unlikely, but then again, it depends where he's taken the majority of those kicks from. Tui taking a kick from the back pocket.
Question that match up at the start of the game, but he's done really well, Tui. He's kept Thomas well under control.
Bell.
He's only had 2 set shots all year, Del Santo, Den, and he's missed both of those as well, so you can't really make that an excuse for him. So it's unusual for such a good kick, isn't it? Anyway, he hammered one home tonight. Fine season, though. Sometimes the best kicks are not the best set shots. It's quite a funny thing, that one.
Back. Mitch Robinson.
So Robinson at centre wing. On report, as we know, for the 3rd time this year. He's been suspended twice already. So just held up for the moment. A bit of an up and under kick. Hanson back. Oh, Judd, big fly for the back. Gee, we are getting excited about Judd tonight, aren't we? He's given us good reason for
The
it.
point about kicking for goal, that's kicking the ball over, lifting the ball over the man on the mark is a different kicking action than when you're on the run.
Yep.
Obviously with not necessarily kicking over the man on the mark. Very different kicking action.
Wood. Outmaneuvered by Goldstein. Ellard did well, though. Here's Robinson backing off initially. Ellard cruises past. High ball. Graham, the shortest in the pack. And Hanson just manipulates the pack and takes the mark uncontested.
Nowhere to go. They've all pushed their numbers deep into defence to try and stop the bleeding and don't have any outlets, North Melbourne.
Well, Petrie provided one, will almost row from that ball. Curnow. Now Simpson across the ground. Yaron. White is still. Yaron decides he likes this matchup. Takes on Swallow, sort of. Hesitates, goes short, and Henderson on the stretch takes the mark.
She's a clever play, Yaron. When he's in form and got confidence, Dennis summed it up like he did. He just realised he could get to a better spot, and he got to Henderson. Wobbly kick, but it might work. Oh, he's done it again, Waite.
Doug, have you been spending any time with Jared Waite last week?
He's not, but when he gets a run and a clean jump at the ball, I don't think he's one of the best marks in the comp. This is the tricky part for Wadey, going back and making sure he kicks a goal that he should kick. But
what about Hanson? That was gutsy.
I tell you, he's interesting, Waite, because does he stay at Carlton next year? I mean, if he doesn't, he's someone that, you know, maybe a Geelong or Collingwood would love a second floating forward like him, but I don't know. I mean, he's been out of favour for a lot of this year. He had played 10 games before tonight, but Mick had said that not enough defensive actions from him. He's had 4 shots on goal in the first half and he's kicked 2 goals.
It's an interesting topic to explore further, Bruce, I reckon, because there'd be some of those top 4 sides where, I mean, you look at Geelong, for instance, you've got Tom Hawkins who plays close to goals. I'd love a second full half forward. Collingwood with Travis Cloak also, and I mean, he's a father-son to Carlton. He's got navy blue through his veins, but
I guess Brian Lake has made it fashionable in a way for a 30-plus. Podgiadley's gone to the Crows to maybe go to another
similar
club for a
situation.
year or
Lake
so.
and Wayne, wasn't it? Out of favour, a bit stale at the club.
have a look at Jared Waite here. Does not take his eye off the ball for one moment, and that's one of the key things of being a great mark.
And taking it the absolute highs. There's no way you can defend that.
Lockie Hanson too, after what happened last week, going back into that pack, and he too didn't take his eye off the ball. Gibbs, well, he's got to show for it. There's a sore back, of course. Here's Ellard breaking away, kick inside the forward 50. Well, that's wasted. Thompson comes up and takes it on his chest. This is the biggest lead in the game. It's out to 24 points now, midway through this second term. Friday night football. Thompson, that's a nice kick. Well, Dore a bit slow to go. White gets back on it. Robinson feeds it along the line. Simpson in trouble. Robinson taken on by Swallow. Running out of space is Murphy. Strong tackle by McDonald got him down. Got a whistle and a ball up on the outer side.
There's no fluency for North Melbourne at the moment. They've got great disposal efficiency when at their very best, but they can't find an uncontested mark to get their run and carry game going.
13 shots to 4. They're lucky to be within 4 goals right now. So they need a spark. Swallow hacking forward. Thomas, well done. To Cunnington, and then Cunnington, nice kick, that's better. And Black's got to go and nail this one now. You like him, I know, Duck. He's an interesting guy. Got 33 last year. He's kicked 20 this year. Not sure if he does enough, but this is the sort of position he's got to nail them in.
Yeah, he has all the attributes to be a great forward, but I agree with you. He hasn't had a great year. He got good distance between himself and Jamison on that occasion, but just has to do more, Bruce.
So 16 games this year, 20 goals. He kicked 33 last year. He's sort of the second key big guy behind Petrie. Struck it well. Doesn't hold the line, though. I know there's a lot of pressure on a guy like that, but they're the ones you've got to nail.
Tui, quickly. Simpson. 48 plays 25. North leading the next goal. Simpson under pressure, touched off the boot. Cunnington takes it, probably should have deflected it. Now it's with Gibson. Too slick there for Jacobs. Plenty of blues around the footy. Gibbs grabs it, kicks it up towards the wing. Hansen. Swallow in trouble. Menzel kept him strongly. Atley, a speedster, slips it away now. They find some clear air. Jacobs to right. Right's kicked out towards half forward. Well done by Rowe. Knocked it away, roped by Murphy. Murphy hand passes to Ellard. Ellard, the long kick in from the side. Missing it was Gibson. Falls to Del Santo. Carlton favoured by the hand pass, or were they? Well, they had it surrounded. For Rito, the meat and the sandwich, ushered across the boundary line.
So Nick,
One of the great
chatting to him next Friday night, by the way.
multicultural round, obviously. Feel good stories at the moment is Rowan Petrie. He's all over Petrie.
Yeah.
Nick Nat to watch Chris Sharon tonight, Tom, is his great mate, and he'll be pleased with what he's seen. Just thinking of North End, when for Rito, no bounce off half-back so far. Hansen not doing what he normally does. I mean, they're not getting much drive from that back line, are they?
When you're playing the back line and you're clearly getting beaten through the middle of the ground, your natural response is to probably play within your shell. You're defending turf as much as anything else, so you can't take off as freely as you'd like. So they have to total change in mindset, North Melbourne here.
So third man up there was Robinson. Del Santo, such a good user, and the free kick to Thomas. So Thomas quickly to Del Santo.
Del Santo under pressure, goes out wide, two to choose from. There goes the kick from Atley inside the forward 50. Petrie almost. He's going to get a free kick. The suggestion is Rowe came back on him and pushed him front on.
Straight to him, please. Straight to him.
Well, he must have touched him. He must have touched him.
He's on the way back, yeah.
He's on the mark. He's on the mark.
You only need to make almost incidental contact from the front position when there's a marking contest, and geez, he was unlucky, Rowe. It's one of the few times he's been separated in terms of body-to-body contact coming forward.
Lucky free kick, but I'll take it. And Petrie puts it through. He's been well held tonight. That's an important goal.
Once you lose contact like that, Lee, as the defender, you're really in the lap of the gods. If the forward gets in front and you have to turn your body to face the forward and you make any sort of contacts,
It is the no contact rule, isn't it? You've actually just got to get ball and nothing else, otherwise you're going to be pinged.
So Lee, just for the record, do you reckon is that a free kick or not?
Well, I think he made contact, very incidental, but I guess if you make any contact when you're coming back to a guy facing the footy, it's probably going to be a free against.
So guys, is this a free kick or not?
For mine, it's not a free kick. I just thought it was too soft to be a free.
I tend to agree with Wayne. He's actually kept his eyes on the ball as he's turned.
I might change that. I might go with Lee because I feel uncomfortable not going with him in the first place.
I'm actually not sure on the replay, but I can understand why the umpire played it.
I agree with that, but it's one that still probably we're a little uncertain about. But
very minor contact, very incidental.
Murphy on the up. That was clever. cutting the ball through. Thomas. So Kangaroos with a spark maybe from the Petrie goal, but going forward, the Blues. Sips to the left footer. Goldstein will know that, but he does turn him. Well done, big Goldstein. Kept him corralled. Graham provided a shepherd. Gets the handball back, and the sub from the pocket. Oh, yes, he does. Hammers it home. Oh, his eyes lit up, didn't they? Let me at it, he said.
Gee, they're playing with life and energy, Carlton, aren't they? I mean, we've seen it do it in a few games where they've really been close, and Mick Malthouse has actually continued to make the positive of the fact they have been competitive in a handful of games against really good teams, and that's the kind of level of form they're showing so far tonight.
Well, can they sustain it, Lee? Because they've got a good lead.
That's always the question.
Goldstein played it pretty well. So did Graham. That was good. This is even better. First goal of his career. Memorable. On the way down, Casbolt, Goldstein. Greenwood put the head down. He's got the free kick. Chips it out wide. Hansen plays on immediately. Jacobs sent away on his natural kicking foot. Penetrating kick too. Punched up in the air by Rowe, needs to catch it again for a mark. Gore had other ideas. Thomas out the back goal. He's got two.
He got up there and he just played defensive, didn't he, Rowe? He probably could have marked it because he had clear access to the ball, but unfortunately the thump didn't go anywhere. And then the ball just came down pretty much straight up.
Yeah, this is the second part of a good play by Metro.
That was the end. Yeah, second one.
Well, that's how our game got the name of aerial ping pong, wasn't it? That was a bit like a pinball up there, and a little bit of luck's involved in those ones when they're pinging around off hands.
And Dorr got an important touch too.
He did.
So these are his blue bunnies, aren't they? Carlton, Lindsay Thomas, he does love playing against them.
Yep.
Got a remarkable record against the Blues. So he's got a couple, and suddenly with Petrie and Thomas getting going, North are getting it back to a manageable score at half-time and might get closer, plenty of time. Cunnington out of the centre, Black taken down, Yarran in the back half, tapping forward. He is just so smooth. I mean, the kick was cut off and a boundary throw in.
You know, Chris Yarran's playing well when he has more kicks and handballs, considerably more kicks and handballs. At the 10 disposals was 8 kicks. And other than that one to a 50-50, he wouldn't have wasted one off them.
When he's in full flight, I reckon he could run for Australia. I mean, he would be a great 400-metre, and he is just beautiful to watch. Murphy can't quite get it out. Judd going fishing in there, and the ball up. The fastest runners are those that look like they're going easy.
Clear behind.
Passed up then. North looking better in the last few minutes. Gibbs throws it on the boot. McDonald. Back to Gibbs, hurried kick. Plenty of North players around the footy. Thompson from behind, right, taken down. That was a great tackle by White. Tried to pull him back as they were falling to the ground. That took a lot of body control, and he had the strength to do it. Last time we saw White, he was very good against Bruce. That 30 possessions, a career high last week. So he's in a rich vein of form, creating his own space. Murphy taken by Henderson. Ellard feigns to kick it. Now he gets a hand pass away. Doherty in space, 60 metres out. Bacon goal square. Bell leads the race back, just pitches in front of him and goes across the line.
Kuno's had a very good quarter on Harvey too. He's only had the one possession this quarter, Ben Harvey.
I reckon the other thing, Tim, Carlton are thinking clearly. I mean, they are making some good decisions tonight. Have they impressed you, Tim? The Blues?
Play on!
Timmy?
You.
How have you seen the Blues in the first half? Tim, how have you seen the Blues in the first half? He's never liked Carlton, Tim.
No.
See, as an Essendon captain, you never like the Blues.
Say a nice thing about it. He doesn't want to do that.
Exactly.
It does show too, Bruce, you can't flog a dead horse.
I don't reckon Tim would have come into the Carlton rooms tonight, but he came into the North Melbourne. That's okay.
Behind the back, Jacobs finds a way through. Taken by Hansen for McDonald. Greenwood, 15 possessions now for Levi. Down towards half forward, sliding, and the mark is taken by Petrie. Petrie looking across the ground. Thought about Jacobs, too risky. Sends it inside the forward 50. Thomas almost spilt behind Simpson. Kept his head. Robinson goes back. Doherty. High ball. Favours North. Knocked forward there by Gibson. McDonald can't keep it alive. Boundary throw in.
Hey, Tim, I know you'd swallowed the microphone because I asked you a question about the Blues, and I know you don't like Carlton, but how are they going?
I love Carlton, and they're going really well. I reckon we could just get a couple more shots of Mick Malthouse up on the screen if we can possibly do that.
You behave yourself. Robinson, Gibbs, Goldstein, back to Greenwood. Greenwood off a step, not a great kick, but he gets it to a reasonable spot. Gibbs getting down and dirty. Good player, isn't he? Simpson, Tui, Curnow, who Tim talked about. And he's got a problem here because Atley's so quick. The one thing he can't do is fall over. Was it out on the full? No. That's a little victory for Curnow, I reckon, because he had a racehorse on his back then, and he sucks it in and lives to fight another day. Oh, there you go.
Rub at the green for the Blues in the minute.
Goldstein knocks it down. Del Santo time the release. Now McDonald on the burst. Penetrating kick. Will it bounce through? No wide of the mark. On the angle, it just goes straight on. But this is the best footy they've played in the game. They trail by 17 points. That's a powerful kick coming in from Tui. Cleared 60 on the fly. Marked there by Bell, who comes back inside the defensive 50 to Rowe. And Rowe just settling it down. 3.5 minutes out from half-time. Sends it towards the wing. Missed by Bastanak. Should have done better. Yaron at the back. Murphy reaches back. Takes the footy. Has a bounce. Goes with the outside of the boot. Setting himself Henderson. And he'll be paid the mark. And this is big.
Just spoke about Lockie Hansen at the start of the game. He does, as a defender, play off his direct opponent. He got concussed last week, and every time I got concussed, I was always pretty groggy the next week. You just wonder whether he's suffering any of those feelings at the minute, because he just seems just off the game.
He's probably played his best when he's been taking the intercept marks, floating off his opponent, but they're making him defend tonight, and he's not doing that so well.
You've got to read the ball so well when you're in that role.
I would have loved you commentating my games, Tommy. You're so compassionate. There goes the kick from 40, and he puts it through. That's a huge goal.
We'll dig some out of the archives, Den, and I'll do a voiceover perhaps, shall we?
I don't think they're really in the archives.
Gee, good point on Hansen. And Den, Yaron's cleverness and the lovely kick from Murphy as well. I mean, on the outside of the boot. He defied the angles, didn't he? Good mark.
Yeah, he's having a good night, although Thomas has got away a couple of times. Lit by the sword a little bit with Yaron.
It was a good mark by Henderson, wasn't it? Standing in the middle of the pack. Often the hardest marks to take when you know the pack's bearing down on you. You know it's coming at some stage, and stood up and once again kept his eyes on the footy.
And you're not getting a run-up either, are you? You've got to just jump vertically. So, important goal. Henderson with a couple. Good give from Gibson to Swallow. Floating forward. Carlton have got the numbers. Petrie clever. Ball not quite out. Adams tried to. Judd. Murphy's been important. And then going back, this will be interesting. I think he was... Gee, if that had gone out of bounds, I wonder what would happen then.
Well, even so.
Was he looking for Simpson or was he looking for the behind?
Well, that's a discussion topic, whether you have the same interpretation for out of bounds as...
Well, if it had gone out, he would have had to be picked, wouldn't he? So, Judd. Good first half from the former captain, Henderson. So Carlton hanging on well here. This has been impressive. Ferrito, haven't seen a lot of him tonight. Had a terrific year. Now Dalcetto within range. Good looking kick. He's got... Well, yes. Well, we're going up for a review, I think.
I believe it's touch, I'd just like to check. Yep. Score review. Umpire's call is touch. Can we please confirm? You right, Scotty? You right? It's umpire's call.
Decision making.
Hang on.
Complete.
Score review.
Review complete.
Confirm point. Touched, all clear.
So, all good. Good kick from Dalsando, but the Blues able to thwart the goal.
Tui to himself and then drives it towards the outer side. Thompson has a victory this time, knocking it away from Waite. The ball goes out of bounds. So the margin 21 points. Left half forward for North. Time for both teams to score. Wood, double fister. Jacobs under pressure, kicks inside the forward 50. White got fingertips to it, or knuckles more particularly. Yaron, Simpson's been good. Now a chance for them to break from half back. This is Curnow. Runners alongside, doesn't need them initially. Now he goes to Gibbs. Gibbs comes back wide to Murphy, who's run on. Murphy looks inside the forward 50, some indecision. Then a very good kick. Casbolt, well, it was a metre short. From the half volley and taken across the line, Curnow sets up a boundary throw-in.
Gee, guys, I wonder, Zeeble, now he's the sub. I wonder if Brad's got to make a big call at half-time. I mean, he's missed a couple of matches, but he's a very big player in terms of their midfield grunt. I wonder if he'll be an early sub in the second half. Right, handball out wide. McMahon, they do need a lift from somewhere, don't they? They've been outplayed in this first half. I reckon they're still probably... Now, the scoreboard's probably about right now with what we've seen in the last 10 minutes, because North have come back well. McMahon,
Carlton have been very definitely playing that extra player behind the footy, and that's... The Kangaroos are getting the ball a lot forward, but they're not able to use the extra player on the way through.
Petrie got up high. Now, they've got time for a late one here. Would make a big difference.
We really need to wheel and go, Bruce, because the spare player was up involved in the Petrie contest, so they should have even numbers.
So here it is, the last play of the first half. Adams smothered. Harvey! Yes! He's done it, Boomer! 2 goals to Harvey in the opening half. And that is a big blow. That's really big for North. We're going to be in their rooms at halftime. You feel like they've got some momentum going in now, don't you?
The last goal of it, particularly when it's going to, the siren's going to go in half a dozen seconds, so it's going to be very quick. But when you score that last goal before break, it sort of adds to the morale. Like you can take the emotion, the morale into the time in between the start of the next quarter.
They should have huge confidence. They're the best second half team in the competition. So that goal on top of supreme confidence in their second halves. The rooms will be abuzz, Bruce. Be good fun down there.
The ageless Boomer Harvey back in the middle. Gibbs taken down, and that could be the last activity of the first half on Friday Night Football. An upset is brewing. Carlton lead 9-7-61. North Melbourne 7-4-46. Harvey's got a couple. Judd has been industrious as well. Some real flashes of class. 11 possessions for him. Cade Simpson leads all comers on the ground with 16 possessions. Half time, 9-7, 7-4. Carlton. They need one now. Could ill afford to drop this game. 61 plays 46. Perhaps Goldstein slaps it down. Swallow feeds it wide. Wright telling kick down towards half forward. Curnow went back with courage. Met solidly by Dorr. Oh, clever by Harvey. If he intended that, he's a genius. I reckon he's a genius. Wonderful finish by Cunnington. He gets his second.
Well, they started with the momentum they wanted. It was interesting. We were down the rooms and we noticed the music started pumping. It's the same music that they play just before the start of the game and before they run out. But it's exactly the same bit of music. It's like a mental key. We're about to start the contest again. So it's something they've been doing for about 2 or 3 years, I'm told. So certainly the reason is to get them really into the game quickly, and on this particular occasion, they have done so.
He won't get a stat for it, Majak Dorr, but he certainly cleared a path there, didn't he, for Boomer to run onto him. And if he doesn't make contact, Boomer doesn't get that little bit of space that he needed.
Says Jack Zeeble. Expected to come on about halfway through the third quarter. So Cunnington, not a goal kicker, but he's kicked 2 tonight. 5 for the year. Gives it to Swallow. Swallow bouncing forward. Well done, White. They've been impressive in third quarters, particularly here at the Kangaroos. 7 goals to 4 in the onslaught against Hawthorn and 8-1 against Richmond in their last couple of goals. So a good start. This match all set up for what should be a spectacular second half. Wade clever, I reckon, in the end there. Left it. Now Murphy summing it up. Oh, that's an awful kick. That really, for such a good player, is a disappointment. He's kicked the ball brilliantly tonight, Murphy, and I reckon he had to either just hammer home a goal there or lace someone out. I guess that was his intention, but he did neither. Ferrito.
David, hold.
Because the two-edged sword is that North not only good in second halves, Carlton have been able to take a scalp in second halves in recent weeks when they've had a chance.
Yes, it comes a bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy. Sometimes the players get those mental... Kangaroos have got the confidence and Carlton have got the uncertainty about their second halves.
Boundary throw in front, Goldstein decisively. Cunnington sends it down towards the attacking 50. Majak Dor takes the mark. Nobody inside the 50. He can wheel around and lay it in front of somebody. Tries to do that. Going back is Black. White and Black. Black and white. Still a live football. Doherty comes away. Needed another colour. He kicks it back out towards half-back. Off hands Curnow. Gibbs hurriedly up towards the wing. Casbolt. Clever play. Ferrito pushed him under the football. Short to Thompson. Just feel there's more desire already coming from North. Not a particularly good kick. Courage shown there by Doherty. He's an emerging player.
He's been good, Dennis. Played a string of matches consecutively now, Doherty, this season. This is his 11th consecutive match for the Blues. Coming from Brisbane. Good hands by Waite. And again, he's kept his place tonight. He's been very good. The late inclusion. Henderson the target. Thompson did pretty well. Gets back Thompson. Has to release. Henderson's all over his back. Interesting there. G. Cunnington's had a terrific start to this term. Back he gets it from Gibson. And then off a step. A high ball. Petrie outnumbered. Well done, Waite. Terrific by Waite. Rowe. Murphy. And that one from Murphy. Simpson. Now they really should get a goal here. Simpson short. And Cameron Wood has got a chance to kick his second goal in his first AFL match for more than a year. Was deep into 2012 when he played his last match for Collingwood. And he's already kicked his first goal as a Blue. The worrying sign here for North Melbourne was Murphy had options all through the middle of the ground. He chose Cade Simpson, who's popped it over to Wood, but Menzel was there unattended in the middle of the ground also. Gee, what a bonus this would be for Mick Malthouse. He puts Wood in for his first game this year in place of Warnock. I don't reckon he expected a couple of goals out of him. He expected some good contest in the ruck. And he hasn't quite been able to seal the deal with the second goal.
All the goals he's kicked in his career under Michael Malthouse. Never won for Brisbane under Lee. As the ball goes close to the boundary line.
Thanks, Robbo.
Not sure what it proves. Here's McMahon. Drops it up towards a deserted wing. It runs on, coming to meet it. Waite, nicely done. Thomas has been quiet. Yaron under pressure. Robinson, very high ball. He's got a pitch virtually in no man's land. Ellard, a small man, got in there. Bell, Robinson, charged down and just as well. And now a chance to bring it away. Bastanak for a second time. Feeds Harvey. Harvey, in characteristic fashion, scuttles through midfield. And a real compromise handball. Doors in trouble. Got free from Bell. Picked up by Del Santo, though. And now Greenwood assesses it, kicks it. Four points the difference. He's had a terrific game, Levi Greenwood. In fact, career best form now. He's up to 17 possessions tonight. I would imagine, without knowing much about his background, the knock was he's slow. Well, that's one thing a lot of players have disproven over the years.
He started all that. It was his interception at half-back, actually. Fantastic play.
Boomer Harvey, this is fantastic. Again, just taking the game on, provides energy. It's a bit of chaos ball. Del Santo shows his class and pops it over to arguably the best player on the ground again, Levi Greenwood.
Gee, what a year he's having. So, within 4 points, the big margin was 24. And North have come out hard. So, questions being asked of the Blues here.
1 metre, thank you.
Murphy to Robinson. Inboard. Tui wanted to go. He's such a good kick, Tui. It covers a lot of ground. And that is a delightful kick and a good mark.
We've got the big match up now. I think Scotty Thompson is the main opponent, the best defender for the Kangaroos, and very quickly it's been decided that Waite's the most dangerous big forward for Carlton.
Gee, that's good footy. I mean, it was a lovely kick and a great mark. That's his trademark, Duck. He flies early, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He jumps early and sticks that bottom out to protect the footy.
Well, he's had 4 shots on goal for 2-2. It's coming back. He's having a good night. He's having what could be a really big night. Well, you just wonder how he can't be playing AFL footy. And obviously his form wasn't good enough, but he's a complex footballer, isn't he?
Well, it's one of those things, and I've obviously the Betts, Waite and Garlett were just Betts, Waite and Garlett were 3 real weapons for Carlton last year, and for much of this year, Betts is obviously gone, he's not at the club, but Garlett and Waite were both playing in their reserves team.
So the Orange Laces will see on Majak Door here for the multicultural round. So his stats aren't big, but I feel like he's had an impact, Door, tonight.
Good bounce back in the middle. Casbolt on the way down, first hand. Del Santo followed that ball through. Bill nudges it across towards Graham, who's taken high. So the margin out to 10 points. And for the moment, resistance coming from the Blues. Here's Murphy, too nimble. Goes past Goldstein. Got towards half forward, launching himself, Robbo. Misses it, it goes out of bounds. On report. Repeating. Everett off the ground, subbed out early. Boundary throw, 65 metres out from goal. Casbolt props in front, over the top, Greenwood. Spills wide. Doherty can't find a way through. Tackle from behind by Swallow. Ball locked in.
Thanks, guys. Straight up, straight back.
So good response for the Blues here. I mean, it looked for a moment they may be overwhelmed in this quarter, but they've been steadfast so far. Harvey.
Back, Swallow.
So thick against Robinson, so to Swallow. Harvey getting busy. What a remarkable career. We'll be talking about his 400th sometime next year. Jacobs. Nick kick, but has he found a target? No. And Menzel's done a lot of work off half-back tonight. He's obviously had a licence to go back. Careful kick, did well. Graham released by Doherty to half forward. Waite, one hand, not quite. Ball comes to ground. Waite to Yaron. Yaron, beautifully done. And then wide. Henderson waits for it. Still waiting. Hooking back, and Etihad will take the mark. Well, they're still on an angle. Well, Nick Naitanui is here to watch his mate Chris Sharon. I reckon he'd be impressed so far tonight.
Well, they went the long way home, didn't they? You'd probably like Yaron in the sort of form that he's in to actually go for goal there and take the game.
I thought he was, to be honest. I thought he was just trying to find that bit of space. Left to right foot is pretty accurate from 40 metres.
Yeah, he gave himself the space, didn't he, to snap around on the left, but obviously chose to go to Henderson.
He's another milestone tonight. We've got 3 Carlton players playing 100 games. Etihad at 25 years of age in his 50th game. And ball going through for behind.
So Carlton lead by 11 now. Approaching the midway point of this 3rd term. Friday night football.
Man on man here, Carlton.
Del Santo straight up the middle. Decisive to Harvey. Cruising past as a runner. He'll use him now. And rights away. Runs inside the centre square towards half forward. Petrie wanted front spot. Gee, that was a classical big man mark. Strong hands. Petrie looks inside the forward 50. Sends it downwards full forward. Only one man set himself and win at the footy. And that's Tui. Judd runs. Gets it now. Nothing down the ground, so best to hold up. Chris Judd coming up for his 12th possession to the wing, and Casbolt uses his body on Del Santo. Plays Gibbs into trouble, but Gibbs with finesse goes down the line. Oh, gee, that was brilliant. Mark is taken by Waite. Just imagine Ross and Julie bouncing around in the lounge room now, although the kick not equal to the good work earlier from Gibbs.
Forget about the kick. You know he's marking the ball well when he's clunked it with 2 hands and brought it down with 1. He's got sticky mitts at the moment.
It was off 2 steps, that kick, wasn't it? He just had to get back quicker and then deliver the ball.
So the safety kick down the line. Yarrett at the back, read it best. Doesn't get the torpedo to go. And Jacobs underneath. So Jacobs, 7 games this year, which matches his first season at North Melbourne. So came across as a high draft pick from Port Adelaide. Hasn't quite consolidated. Gee, what do you think, Duck, about Dore tonight?
Well, he's had a couple of really good touches in this third quarter, hasn't he? And a really good shepherd at the start of the quarter. Got sticky fingers tonight.
Not a great kick. White cuts it off. Petrie was the target. So North have made a dash at Carlton, and Carlton are sort of resisting. Oh, that doesn't help.
Now Greenwood looks inside the forward 50. Not a good kick either. Carlton off the hook. Curnow gives it to Tui, and the ball gets there in time. Marked by Graham inside the centre square. Looks back over his left shoulder, decides to come square instead, out to right half back and waits.
Been able to find that free player in the middle of the ground too often tonight, Carlton. North need to tidy up on that one.
Just looking at that too, Murphy's up to 5 touches. I've never seen him have so much space out there on the ground, Mark Murphy.
Here's Thomas. A little chip wide. Simpson. Thomas runs on, but the kick held him up. Took him off the ground. So as a result, they'll build again from half back. Graham is running free at the moment. He's not used, though, in midfield. Simpson has it. Now Graham was again the option. He chose not to. You can see Graham, number 32, but Simpson hard against the boundary line. That's a beautiful kick. Etihad into space. Man on in the middle. Real chance now. Murphy, runner alongside. Thought about him. Still thinking about him. He was going to use him as a decoy, but Jamison finishes up with the foot. He doesn't kick too many goals, but he might have one. No. Dore gets back and just touches it across the line.
And Tim, that point about Murphy again, so much space for him, wasn't there?
Oh, he'd be loving it out there at the moment. And generally, he's tagged week in, week out, but nobody's gone to him. And he's just, you know, he's so smart at positioning himself at different parts of the ground where he becomes really a damaging player. 21
disposals for the match, and as Tim said, a half a dozen in this term, and on his own. So Adams at half back.
It's very much team versus team, Bruce. I don't think there's any specific, you know, tagging type matchup on either side is set for the opposition out there tonight.
So Hanson sweeping it to McMahon. So a couple of goals in it. The Blues have had a chance to put a bit more of a space between themselves and North, but been a little inaccurate.
The weight of possession, Bruce, they should be further ahead, Carlton.
And 20 scoring shots to 13.
Yeah. So North Melbourne hanging in here on probably the lack of potency for Carlton right now.
Atley goes to Gibson, out against the boundary line. Goes for distance, down the line. Dore, wow, that was a good mark. There's a tall man in that pack if it was Wood, but Dore hung on, took it cleanly. And now sends it inside the forward 50. Thomas completely misjudged it. Greenwood off on his wrong side. Little thespian excess. It comes across towards Thomas. Nicely done. Back to Tui. Tui plays on. Bypasses Menzel. Etihad will need to go. It's quality opposition, but Etihad played it well. Leads back, run down. Wright got him dead to rights and wins a free kick. That was a big passage, you sense, right there. Wright's got it, drives it back inside the 50. Thomas, will he fly from behind? He does. He is the master of contorting his body around as the ball arrives and makes it a chest mark. That was a big leap.
Beautiful kick in from Sam Wright. He launched at the ball on the last inside 50, and then you're right, Dennis, he protects the ball here, keeps his eyes on the footy, the most important part.
He's got those spring-loaded feet, hasn't he? And up he goes. We've seen that before a few times in his career, and Tui had no chance. So
it's amazing. He jumps early, then he has to virtually work out what am I going to do while I wait for the ball to arrive.
That's right. So Thomas going at his third. Gee, that's sweetly timed. Doesn't hold the line. It does. just sneaks home. He's got 3. That was a confident kick too. Bruce touched on it before. How do you turn everything on its head like he has? It's a bit like putting, I guess. Guys just lose it, get it back again. Although there's no belly putter for shooting at goals.
No, let it go. Let it go. Let it go.
It was a terrific mark here by Lindsay. We've seen him do this a couple of times this year. He doesn't really have the confidence to go up and take it in his hands, so he twists the body and prefers to let the ball come to him into his hands and then onto his chest. But
Jim?
Jack Zeebel's out there now, and McMahon's been subbed out of the game.
So Zeebel, right on cue. Judd trying to get it out, and he does well to Wood, to Gibbs, and then Gibbs belching forward. A bit of a chaotic ball. Henderson turning his man. Left foot rolling it the wrong way. What about Lindsay Thomas? Against Carlton before tonight, he averaged 4.2 goals a match. Against the rest of the competition, 1.5. They are his favourite team. There's no question about that. The Blue Bunnies for him. So a goal in each of the terms so far tonight. So 7-point game. Just feel like Carlton have had some chances to have a bigger lead, and it may cost them in the end. Gibson at half-back, just a careful kick. Dal Santo worked really hard because he was the guy that kicked the ball in. So Dal Santo, normally reliable in this situation in terms of decision and execution.
To space, Gibson on the stretch. Simpson with courage, brilliantly done. What a hard ball. Waite pulls it back towards Robinson. Cruising past is Murphy. Just one-on-one inside the forward 50. There they are. And Henderson gets down low and takes the mark about 40 metres out directly in front. You can't believe it.
Fast break again there by Carlton. Murphy's just kicking the ball so well. It was actually pretty easy inside 50 in the end with Henderson coming back. We see the contest between two very courageous players, but again using the ball off the line. Carlton opens up the forward line for them.
Kade Simpson up to 21 possessions too. Best and fairest last season. Small man, but big heart. Henderson. He's booted too. Important kick, and this one's wayward, so they're missing their chances now, Carlton. North just 8 points off the pace. 10-12, 10-4 says it better.
And then 6-5 from set shots, the Blues. 5-1 the Kangaroos. So it's a massive difference. Henderson's been wasteful in this quarter. So Bastanak. So both the subs out there. Graham went early. Good mark taken by Black. Graham went early for Everett. And now Zeebel for McMahon in the last 5 minutes. Black to half forward. Dorr worked underneath. Free kick though.
Tackle Carlton. Carlton free kick against Harvey. David Ellard. David Ellard.
Okay, so against Boomer Harvey for a high tackle. So here's some relief for the Blues here. Where's the game at, do you reckon, Tom? I mean, which way are you feeling?
Look, I think Carlton have played as well as they possibly can, and they should be further ahead, but I'm still with North Melbourne. Although they haven't hit the lead, I have more confidence in them running the game out than the Blues.
Casbot, Lee, have you got a thought right now?
Same principle. The game's evenly poised right now. Carlton in front, but I still fancy North are going to finish the stronger.
Yeah, I think right now that North Melbourne are still allowing Carlton to play their game. They're still allowing that loose player, and Carlton able to switch the play and then play on. So, for me, right now, Carlton's still in control.
Okay, so the Duck thinks the Blues, and Tom and Lee are thinking maybe the Kangaroos.
Well, one of the things Carlton have been able to do well is find a loose man and take an uncontested mark in the middle of the ground. And that should be something that North Melbourne can tidy up as the game tires out.
Thompson, little 1-2 with Hansen. Runs through midfield, and getting it at the second attempt is Harvey. Plays on, almost involuntarily gave it back towards a teammate. Just set it across to Thompson. Thompson wishes to heck he didn't. Harvey gets it, goes to Black now. Swallow finds himself in space, 75 metres out. Sends it long. Zeebel. Well, no pressure on Zeebel, but he's marked 25 metres out. Started as this up. replace McMahon.
Thanks, Mitch.
Quality player, but underdone.
Robinson just looked like he was there to spoil, but then as if, oh, it's not my job, but just watched. It was an uncontested mark that should have been, had to be a contested mark.
So Zeeble kicks truly. And that's a big difference in this term right now. 2 points the difference. Well, they got into trouble in the midfield for a short time there, North, but they made it okay. And then the kick coming in, as Lee said, too easy for Zeeble.
It's amazing numbers we look at, Dennis, so don't make sense. They've only gone forward 32 times, Carlton inside 50 for 22 scoring shots. North Melbourne have gone forward 41 times for 11 goals. They've been very accurate.
Well, Mitch Robinson's made his name as a kamikaze footballer, just goes into contests left, right and centre, but just double-guessed himself there. He's not a timid player. He's just made a really poor decision not to fly, and that's a brutal consequence for the Blues.
So unlike Mitch, isn't it? Judd got a little toe poke out of the centre. So North are really closed here. Doherty. They need to be clean, Carlton. They've had some chances in this quarter. Menzel held on to a little bit there and then punching the ball forward. Zeeble's, there's Mickey down there. He went down early in the first quarter. Interesting guy, Zeeble, I reckon. I reckon right now he's cold. He was a hot footballer, but I reckon he's had a cold year. Interesting to see how he finishes it off. He's had a lot of injury, I know. I mean, he was everyone's favourite player a couple of years ago.
He was only hot for a short period of time. I mean, everyone admires how hard he is, and he's had some horrific injuries, but he hasn't been able to string a really good season together just yet.
Well, it's all in front of him, and he's had a good start as the sub here, trying to bash his way through. One of the things you noticed when he took the mark, Tom, he's a big guy.
He's a big guy, and I mean, they're the little things that we are so privileged to witness when we're in the rooms, and he's standing next to Tim Watson, who's a blood rule there with Goldstein.
Tim, you had a chance to talk to him. He's a size, isn't he?
Yeah, no, he's a great size. He's another one of those big midfield players that we're starting to see come into the AFL, and he's powerful. And anyone that knows the way that he plays too knows that he's going to be a marking target, Jack, because he does fancy himself in the air.
Dorr comes up then to do the rucking. Gets in front and wins it too. Zeeble almost got through with it. Cunnington taken down by Bell. Tough work. Hard gain there.
That's fine.
Umpire tosses it in the air. Umpire Pennell. Swallow went after it. McDonald taken to ground. Gee. There's a free kick. It's going Carlton's way against Harvey. And the umpire in perfect position.
Yeah, you did. You threw it. Thanks, Ed. Let it go. Let it go. Mark's here. Threw it out. Drew, out, thank you.
Well, the umpire, as I say, 10 metres away. Watch it again.
I'm not sure he actually had his hands on the ball, too. Throw it out.
Well, Curno's got it anyway. He's got his mitts on the footy. He'll kick from 40. Oh, that's not a good one. It floats wildly and way offline. So they can't get a goal at the moment, just when they need one. They lead by 3, but they've got the staggers. North Melbourne are coming close to three-quarter time.
Yeah, 1 goal, 6. Kangaroos are not exactly out overwhelming them. It's just they can't get that extra few goals on the scoreboard.
So Lee,
Carlton hold them off.
1-6 Carlton, North of 4 straight in this term.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Just
fell awkwardly, didn't he? I mean, there wasn't anything strong really in Yarram, but now...
You knocked it away, so you delayed the play. You delayed the play, mate.
Now 50 for knocking the ball away, so that's a bad result for the Blues.
The late goal here would be really energy-sapping.
Well, we got one just before half-time, didn't we? Actually, Wright's kicked a couple of beauties forward tonight.
Jacobs down the line, Petrie. They trail by 3 North. They're on the move. And the row on the market. Ricochets inside the 50. Down goes Murphy. Held without it. Will get a free kick. Murphy, so much of the football in this term, generally unattended. That time, a man right in his hip pocket. Murphy Sends it close to the boundary line. Bell on the stretch takes the mark. Inside the last minute of the term. That needed to be precise, and it was to Doherty. Michael Malthouse down on the boundary line. Got a third term this week than what he saw last week. White reaches over the top. Not too many about Mark Waite today. Goes back to Swallow. Swallow all the way back towards the back pocket.
Thanks, David.
Polito changes direction. McDonald growing in stature. Pulls right out. Takes the mark on the defensive 50.
The game's been played at such a high tempo. You look over now and it's basically one-on-one matchups everywhere with a lot of hands on hips. So huge war of attrition in this final turn coming up.
Strong mark from Wood.
It's pairs of all over the ground.
Yep. And here's another Thomas. Two go for the same ball. And Waite did so well there. Is he within range? The siren will probably sound here. He'll get... Oh, no, he's gone short. He don't... Not to know that, obviously, but... He was within striking range, you would think. It was that sort of quarter for the Blues. That scoreboard says so much. At three-quarter time here, Carlton's lead eroded to 3 points. 10-13 to 11-4. Missed so many scoring shots from set shots in that quarter. So a Friday night at Etihad all set up for a classic finish. North coming hard at Carlton.
Start of the final term then. Friday night football. Wood's been good. The ruckman really touched it. Zeeble hurriedly onto the boot down towards half forward. Simpson leads in the race. Got a kind bounce. Peels off. Comes up towards the wing, and Wood got some coverage across the ground. He spread very quickly. Looks back inside now. Gibbs stretches. Just drops it to Judd. And Judd just outside the centre square and just forward of the wing. Looks inside the forward 50. Another good kick. Favours a Carlton man in two directions there. Menzel is hurt, got a knee on the back. Gibson, meantime, to Farito, smothered by Hanson, or rather Henderson. Comes across towards Swallow. Kept his eye on the footy and played it pretty well, although coughed it up. Henderson bounces one. Gibbs grabs it, missed the intended target. Robinson slides in, spills wide, taken by Thomas. Sol Jacobs into trouble, got it to Ackley, and now Zeeble is through. Zeeble, bit of a fumble, just pops it to no man's land, really. Setting Dore a task. He did okay. Rowe comes up. Gibbs, the spearman, grabs the footy, takes a risk. When you've got those skills, why not? Goes to White.
It was a magnificent kick, Dennis, from Gibbs, wasn't it? Gee, Jack Zeeble just had some time, didn't he?
Yeah, he was rattled, Bruce. There's no doubt about it. Sort of waited for the ball to bounce up and then was really rushed and kicking the ball inside forward 50. He'd love his time again.
It's going to be a fascinating quarter, I reckon. We're going to learn a bit about both these teams in the next half hour. North an enigma, aren't they? They really are. And the ball out of play. They've beaten the top, well, four of the top 5 teams. Port Adelaide were in the top 4 North. They've knocked off Port Adelaide, Hawthorn this year. They've beaten Sydney and Fremantle, and 2 of those away from home. Yet they've lost to Brisbane. Graham's kick forward, bouncing and out of play. Carlton really haven't had a big scalp all year. They've beaten St Kilda twice, so 2 of their 5 wins have come against the Saints. I guess the Crows are their best win for the year, but North are even higher ranked than Adelaide, so let's see if Carlton can seal the deal, or can North overcome a deficit for most of the match. Graham couldn't get it out. Attlee's hands were good. Cunnington, oh, he's gone, surely.
Yeah, certainly a prior opportunity.
Right out. Yeah, straight up. Let's go.
Yes, he took on a couple of tackles, and when eventually he's nailed and the ball falls out of his hand, it's yeah, that's definitely the prior opportunity. Always a bit of a dispute about exactly what prior opportunity.
Let it go.
Well, that's a textbook one here.
Don't throw it.
He's feigned the first hand pass.
Michael, walk away.
Well, whilst this is going on,
Move away from him. Let's go.
I reckon Henderson will be a bit nervous. He's had 5 shots on goal tonight. He's been wasteful. He's kicked a couple. He needs to bang through a third. And he does, and Carlton gets some breathing space. 3 to Henderson, 3 to Waite.
That's a great return from the tall forwards for Carlton, only the 36 inside 50s, but the 24 scoring shots. And I think they've had 8 contested marks inside their forward 50 now also, so really good targets for them. And Great bang for their buck.
Nothing from Menzel goal kicking. He's done some good work, but they've got, as you say, they've got 6 from the big tall forwards, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. They've made the North Melbourne defenders, tall defenders, defend in isolation. They've been exposed a couple of times.
There's the live ladder. North desperately need to win tonight to stay in touch with that top 4 and make it a realistic chance. Said it's not great either. Goldstein missed by Cunnington. Greenwood, Lucks of Fortune taken high as Jacobs. Skilled his way. And Rulli tackle. Gives him the footy. Squares it right, liked his game. He's got run. He provides a good kick when he gets onto it too. And this is Petrie right on the numbers. In the context of the game, another big kick. Some big moments now. Not just the game, but the season. Petrie just settling himself. Just the 1 goal so far. So when he comes, goes long, it's working back. Oh, wrong side of the post. Behind. So the margin is 8 points. Early going final term on Friday Night Football.
You think of the big forwards, 6 goals for the Blues. Petrie 1, Black none so far.
Yeah, Rowe's been outstanding for Carlton. He's really only given away that 1 free kick, which Drewy kicked a goal with. He's been terrific, Sam Rowe.
So Burl, that's close to the line. Not quite a boundary throw-in. So Carlton have really led for most of this match. I think North led for about 2.5 minutes. They got the opening goal through Thomas. But Carlton have had a pretty good lead for much of the night. North within a couple of kicks. Goldstein and Wood. It's been okay. Menzel's got a lot of ball down, sort of centre wing half back tonight. So a slightly different role for Menzel tonight. Thomas still hasn't really found his feet as a Blue. Jamison, Tui. They've done well here, Carlton. Rowe. Across the ground, slow kick, but it's okay. Thomas playing deep and sweeping.
Back here. Dale, back here. Blood rule.
So the blood rule against Lockie Hansen, I think. So Hansen to come from the ground.
That actually really disadvantages Carlton, doesn't it? Because they switch of the play, they've got the loose, so they can get some free flow down the ground. This now allows the Kangaroos to man up.
He was, what, 120, 30 metres away from the play. So, as you say now, Thomas with some pressure on the kick, isn't it?
Strong case for carrying blood capsules as the ball comes close to the boundary line, reaching over the top. Casbolt. That was tried, wasn't it, in Ireland, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Kick comes up towards the wing. My idea, though, years before. There's Ellard.
In the beast sport of choice, Dan.
No, steady on. Tommy, what do you say? Sacrilege. There's Graham. No longer the beast now. Out back, Silverback goes towards the middle. There's the kick from Simpson. You laugh just saying it, don't you? On the outer side, Yaron running hard. Curnow in short row. Fires a low trajectory kick, and Dorr gets in the hole. Well done.
Duck, does he hold his place in the team Dorr next week?
I think he does. He got off to a slow start tonight, but I think he's been really good. He's had some important touches and taken some really strong marks.
Still in play. That's a good tackle on Swallow from Robinson. Thompson sweeps, puts the captain under pressure. Gee, it was good, Swallow. Atley tried to break the tackle. Couldn't quite. Gee, Simpson stood up so well.
That's synonymous with what Carlton have done so far. You see the tackles there. They've had more of the football, and if you've got more of the football and laying more tackles, you've generally got the run of the play, but they've responded to every North Melbourne challenge thus far, Carlton.
Casbolt knocks it down. Some indecision. Eventually Yaron took it away from his teammate Doherty. Back with Gibbs, did well. Hand passes down the line. Robinson feeds it back, taken down Doherty. Atley in a tackle, was taken to ground by Henderson. Came across from McDonald, kicked out of there by Gibson. On a strong mark. Beautifully done by White. Strong hands. So easily could have been jarred out of there. It was body on body. Fair bit of energy coming from the North player. White drives it back towards the 50. Casbolt outmanoeuvred by Goldstein, who found it again. Clever hands to McDonald to Gibson. Gibson goes short to Swallow. Swallow feeds it back. Gibson across half-back. Hand passes to Thompson. Thompson looks down the ground, takes his time and kicks below the man who was in the air. That was clever. Thomas was in the air. Thompson just speared the ball to right.
It's a good kick in the end, wasn't it? So right to Gibson. So much uncontested footy Gibson gets. He's a hard runner, good worker, Atley. So North have got to hold their nerve here. They're a couple of kicks behind.
Carlton are working really well to make sure that they just can't get outnumbered anywhere on the ground. So North are chipping it around, but Carlton's defensive energy has been good all night and remains so.
So Hanson back out there. Dorr was the target. Did pretty well. Jamison sort of tapped it back. Not far enough though. Del Santo so clever to Black, and then Black with a wayward kick in the end and out of play. So he'd just love to hit the scoreboard, Black. So Murphy and Zeeble, what do you reckon, guys? I mean, at the moment, you're still with the Carlton Duck?
Oh, look, I think right now they're still allowing, well, they're not allowing the Kangaroos to play their game, and they're allowed to play their natural game, so I just can't see it changing.
Do you know what? I reckon this next goal wins, honestly. I reckon if Carlton could get the next, they win, and I reckon if North get the next, they might get over the top of them. Harvey. What do you think, Tom?
I'm still with North Melbourne, and maybe it's just because of the fact they're the side with 10 wins so far. You just have more confidence in finishing the job.
The confidence they're going to finish really strongly, I must say, is waning a bit. They just don't look like they've got the many goals in them, the Kangaroos. If they can kick maybe 3 goals, that might be enough.
Swallow trying to lift his team. Zeeble hasn't done that well. Been pretty rusty. Judd. Taken by Cunnington. Almost through. Adams deep in the pocket. Murphy upends him. As a result, affected the kick. Well done by Murphy. Really had to get across there. He scuttled and upended Adams, who was trying to kick on the turn. So the margin is 7 points. Yarran to bring it in. See if we get some clinkers on Friday night. Sometimes they don't look likely, but invariably they produce. Here's White. Out of the back pocket, sends a high ball. 3-on-2 out there, favours North. At the back of the pack for Rito. That was well played. Carlton, get it out of bounds. I'll have a throw in.
I like White and Rowe. I mean, White had played 5, 6, 5, 9 games in the last 4 years. 14. I think Mickey's White and Rowe, he's really built some confidence into them as defenders. They're honest citizens, aren't they? And they've done a good job tonight. Judd, and a really good impact, I think, in the first half. This is big here. Hanson and Waite. Can't afford a fumble. Waite brought him down. No free kick. Waite's tackle on right was terrific. Held him up. Big play, that one. Ball up.
Ball pinned straight away, not in the back.
Well, it could have gone either way, to be honest. He may have manhandled first Waite, and then he did very well by holding it up, didn't he?
Yeah, good decision, I thought. Over the back by Goldstein. Swallow through it. Just grabbing the hand-passing arm, or the arm that was cocked, Chris Judd, in about the same spot as he got Lee Adams. Hooks down inside the forward 50. Different circumstances, of course. In front, Henderson takes it cleanly. Now, he hasn't kicked well. Wants to go. Crowds himself. Runs around the man on the mark. Well, put himself under enormous pressure. Did it himself. Now an opportunity for Wright. Waite had other ideas. Got the hand on the footy. Diving in there is Hanson. And we get a whistle. Well, the man to his right side, Henderson, was too close. He ran towards him and then realised, gee, I'm cramped for room. Had to go back, and it was wasteful. But still a chance for the Blues right here. Goldstein knocks it down. Bell didn't have it. Then goes Zeeble. It's out of bounds. Halfway through the final term.
And the difference for Carlton, Henderson and Waite have been good for that, good key forwards, whereas Petrie, Doyle, Black not so much down the other end.
Goldstein in front. Casbolt from behind. Taken by Bell. Tackled by Gibson. And he's taken down.
Thank you.
Yeah, 6 goals to 1, the difference lead between those.
Clear numbers, aren't they?
3 to Waite, 3 to Henderson, and they've had a couple of extra shots on goal as well. Good third man up, Gibbs going. Yep, he's done it again. A second goal as he did earlier tonight. And that was a feature of that night when he kicked the 4. Those clearance goals of Gibbs, eh?
His clutch performances this year, when required for Carlton, has been terrific. And you're right, about a month or so ago, I reckon it was on a Friday night. He
Kicked
was
4
terrific.
goals, probably against, I think it was against Geelong, to be honest, when Selwood got
right
the late goal.
at the end, and it was arguably his best player, his best game as a Carlton player. And I might be starting to rethink my tip here. They just can't seem to get their avenue to goal, North Melbourne.
He's good at this, Gibbs, isn't he?
Very good. Just, I mean, Adams' is direct opponent there. No, Cunnington, sorry, it was. Had arm across at the start, but too much separation, and he's a class act, Bryce Gibbs.
Wood down to Judd. Judd held a long time. He's going to get the free kick. He's asserting himself now, the champ. Looks long inside the forward 50. Goes for distance. Sets it up for Henderson. Pushed in the back, surely. And again, a very good kick, creating the uncertainty. Judd's kicking has been on since he came back to this team.
Thank you. Around.
Virtually.
Thank you. Stay out.
Just had to jump at the footy, didn't he, and spoil, but he actually...
Thank you.
I don't know how he'd think he's going to get away with that.
Hans had a dirty night. Lockie Hansen.
Henderson lining up at his fourth.
15 gone.
And this would just about do it, you would think. I know there's a long way to go, but North will have to do something special. Henderson, he's offline from the start, or is he? It's trying to work back. He may have cleared the line. He's got 4, or has he? Uh-oh.
Umpire's call will be behind, but please check. I think it's a... Next goal. Go up anyway. Go up anyway. Umpire's call. He's all clear for a goal. Please check.
I don't think they're going to overturn this. What do you reckon, guys?
Well, it's interesting because the goal umpire thought it was a point, but you can see on the top right, he gets absolutely cleaned up here, so he's in no position to call it in. Field umpire says, well, I think it's a goal, and that affirms it, I think.
Oh, congrats to the goal umpire, too. He
Courage.
did the best he
Caught
could.
under the pack.
Review complete. Confirm goal.
Can you hear? Confirm goal. All clear goal.
Well, there you go. Took a bit of doing, but it's 91-72. The margin is 19 points. And suddenly North are in free fall.
It's interesting the psychology that happens from this point onwards. Carlton have got to be careful. They just don't go into defend the game mode, because the Kangaroos now just have to take risks, because they know that unless they do something special, they're going to lose the game. So it's a question again. Carlton have to keep attacking, because I think now North Melbourne will throw caution to the wind and really take the game on.
Massive centre clearance, isn't it? You've got Swallow, Bastanak and Greenwood in that centre clearance against Judd.
Judd's been important in this last quarter, hasn't he?
He's been able to break away, hasn't he?
Judd, Murphy and Gibbs, have been fantastic tonight. And there is Gibbs down low. Handball back to Simpson. He's the fourth musketeer in that lot, really, isn't he? They're a good quartet, that lot. And it's thrilling to see Judd playing well in a big game like this. So, as Lee said, North will throw caution to the wind. They've got time. There's enough time for them to win. Carlton can't go back into their shell. They've made all the running tonight, the Blues. And Henderson may, in fact, be the match winner in the end with those 2 last quarter goals. Lockie, Hansen's interesting, though. You talked about Hansen earlier. I mean, he's been disorientated tonight, hasn't he?
He has, and if you've ever played a game after you've been concussed the week before, you feel like that lingers for at least a week. And I haven't come across too many players who have played well the following week from a concussion, and Lockie Hansen's certainly been off tonight, Macca.
Swallow got it back to Adams, back to Swallow, hooking back, free kick Petrie. So Petrie, a couple of kicks from goal.
Sends it inside the forward 50. Battling down there as Black couldn't get a run at it. White gets back. Everyone was neutralised and he took the mark. Playing it at both ends tonight. Late inclusion, and what a valuable player he's been. Jamison along the line. Graham started as the sub. Came in early. Simpson wants it short and will get it. That's what happens when you're an elder statesman. Flotsam and Jetsam, where did that come from? Anyway, Simpson's got the footy. A rogue cap. He kicks it down towards the wing, reaching over the top. Goldstein only as far as Graham with a clever kick. They're in again. Doherty looks across the ground. Waite, who had it moments ago at the other end, takes the mark. He'll savour this. Goes in and kicks his fourth. No histrionics, but you'd say the game is won.
That's just great work rate as well. He was the goal-saving mark down the other end, and he's been able to find a pretty clear avenue to run right through the middle of the ground unimpeded. That's not good enough from a North Melbourne perspective.
It was clever by young Graham. And Lee, I was about to say to you, I love the idea of Waite being a loose man in defence now because he takes the mark. Well, he was.
He just pushed back. Yeah, he started the night. I don't know when he knew he was playing, but he was picked on the as an emergency last-minute inclusion.
Well, are they home now, boys?
I think that might be. What I loved about that, Bruce, he didn't kick the ball into the crowd. He knows he was a late reprieve. Kick it along the ground. Don't show off.
So Zeeble getting the ball forward. Simpson cutting it off. Just as a nice little symmetry. Waite, the late inclusion, has kicked 4 goals, 1 tonight, and the lead right now is 25 points.
Yeah, he's been outstanding down out of the back 6 there.
Well, he's now had 26 disposals, Lee Simpson, but he's worked so hard across half-back, hasn't he? This has been Carlton's best performance for the year, isn't it? To centre wing. Good mark by Wood. I think there were some wry smiles when Mick said we're a better team than we were last year, earlier this week. Well, he might have a little victory tonight.
Robinson puts himself under pressure, not 15. Back to Jamison, who threw it. Cunnington takes the advantage, runs goalward, check sides it, and misses. Well, too much time to think, I'd suggest.
Yeah, it's been a damning performance for North Melbourne.
Yeah.
I mean, their credentials have ebbed and flowed a little bit this year. That's a terrific mark from Simpson.
Outstanding. He's played a game coming up for his 27th possession. So this one, if it's to be a loss, will sit with GWS and Brisbane on the resume of North Melbourne. And you would say, looking back, you could deem that careless. Yaron from Gibbs, that was careless too. He butters up again. Gibson taken down. Thomas has got it. Zeeble extracts it. Nicely played. Atley, bit of a fumble. Harvey well held tonight. Should be too nimble. No, Wood. He's really got the attitude. Run him down. Wright grabs it. Shoots it goal. Petrie gets some separation. Spilt the mark. Still a live ball. Right beside the behind post. He's trying to get it out. Well played, Petrie, I'd suggest. He gets a boundary throw in. He didn't cough up the football unless the umpire is going to ball it up. But regardless, it's a terrific result in the circumstances.
Yeah, come straight out here.
Well, got to score a goal from here. There's still a bit of time on that clock, and a boundary throw in.
The 4 names at the top of the stat sheet for the Blues, Simpson, Gibbs, Murphy and Judd have been outstanding, but Sam Rose played a hell of a game. Hell of a game on Drew Petrie tonight.
So 25 points has been the biggest margin tonight. Long throw in, Thomas trying to. Greenwood had a big first half. Rowe, well done Rowe, and then hacks it forward. Gibson didn't go the required. Henderson should tackle him, and he hasn't. He's let him go. And Graham cuts it off the sub.
He has had a big game, Tom. Will he get any Brownlow votes?
I don't reckon he'll get any Brownlow votes, but I reckon he might get a few for the Carlton Best and Fairest. Let's check out the Coaches Association votes.
Coaches Association might be the ones that recognise that performance.
Without thinking, you feel like most of the good players have been Carlton, though, don't you?
All Carlton.
Yeah. I mean, Simpson's probably worked his way to a premier position, but gee, Waite and Henderson would be high up, wouldn't they?
I'll take that. Thanks, mate.
So what about this? 24 points. It's not quite Lee's famous 4 goals, 4 minutes yet.
But it's close.
Just about.
Well, the ruckman touched the footy. Yaron put the head down. Greenwood is through. 25 metres out, and he's missed. Barely a point.
The story will be North Melbourne tomorrow. It's a really disappointing result for a top 4 aspirant.
2 to bring it in. Short. Blokes getting up by themselves now. Yaron. Thomas quietly comes across to stand the mark. The other Thomas gets some separation, takes the mark in the back pocket. Dale Thomas. Again, no pressure to the other side. Tui. Sometimes the hardest man to pick up, the one who kicks it in. He drives it towards the wing. Oh, terrific by Simpson. Curnow. That was crisp. Wood. They're good players involved there. White to the run of Murphy. Henderson is on. He may kick his fifth. Oh, Dorr came strongly. Now, I'm not sure what he did wrong. I think it's a reasonable question.
Yeah, I'd agree.
It was brutal, but it was trying to get at the footy.
Yeah. Oh, that was right at the point of contact, wasn't it?
Replay may show something different. Yeah, he seemed to arrive as the footy did.
Yeah.
And Henderson was just hanging loose. I don't think he expected the contact. Well, Thompson pleading his case, wants to kick 4. Let's watch it again.
On the mark.
Well, I mean, I think it is incidental contact, and I'm not convinced it was high. Marking interference is the call.
Henderson to make it 5 for himself and seal the deal. And he does. Lockie Henderson 5, Jared Waite 4. That's the story.
Yeah, Jared Waite's certainly been a huge part, but Lockie Henderson, some consider lucky to be playing this week as well with the incident he had with Ben McGlynn, I think it was, last week against the Swans off the ball, but not deemed forceful enough, and he's been huge. 5 goals, 3 behinds, 14 disposals. A good game from Lockie, such an important player for the Blues.
3 goals to Henderson the last one. Wayne, rank your top 5. The punters will vote on it.
Yeah, well, they're all Carlton players, Bruce. Gibbs, Simpson, Waite, Rowe, as you said, Tom, been terrific on Petrie, and Henderson now with 5 goals.
So Judd out of the centre, so it's a 5-goal game now. This is a great win for Carlton and a damning loss really for North Melbourne, isn't it? It really is a huge blow to them. They are such a difficult team to get a handle on, North. But full credit to the Blues tonight. They've been looking to take a scalp, and they're going to get one. Daisy looks up and caresses it forward, and Henderson can kick a career-high 6. 5's his best ever.
The midfield turnover created the goal for Henderson, but 6 goals, and he's kicked 3 behind, so he's already had 8 scoring shots.
I think the big disappointment for the Kangaroos, they haven't had the ability to stop Carlton's run all night. I mean, we saw in the 3rd quarter they got a lot of space. Kangaroos kicked their goals, but they never stopped Carlton and their free-flowing play at any point.
So Henderson, has he got 6? He's got 4 in the last quarter and career-high 6. And it's a big win for the Blues.
Well, Doug, your point, we obviously saw North play so well against Hawthorn a couple of weeks ago, but going into that game, there was a lot of heat on North, and it was about whether they could sense the occasion in the game. And they haven't been able to deny Carlton uncontested marks. They haven't been able to sense that they need to get players back, which to me says there's still a bit of maturing to go on this North Melbourne side.
I agree. They just allowed things to happen tonight for mine.
Is that probably his best night ever, Lee? You recruited into Brisbane. What was he like?
Well, as a centre-half forward, and this is what he was recruited on, the hope that he could be able to do that. Obviously went to Carlton from the Lions after the Favola trade, and this is probably the best game he's played as a key forward.
Murphy traps it nicely. Gibbs been wonderful again tonight. Feeds it out. Henderson, 6 goals alongside his name. Only the 2nd Blue to do that in the last 4 years, or 3 years rather. On the outer side, Harvey scuttles away. I think from memory it was Waite last year. Maybe against the Bombers. Dancing around Petrie, Harvey. Short one to midfield, all too late. Black goes inside the forward 50. Thomas steps around his marker, marks it 20 metres out and rushes back, but he could save himself the fuss. Needs to maintain the routine. Should kick it. Puts it through. He's got 4.
1 in every quarter, Den. So he's done his job, I guess,
Yeah,
in a way, hasn't he?
absolutely. Yeah. just lacked a key player to support, didn't he? A 10.5 forward, a full forward. Petrie and Black really had off nights.
I wonder if Black's there for... I mean, I just don't know.
It's partly who you got, who your options too.
Yeah, well, you know, the whispers out of the Kangaroos, if guys like Tarrant were fit, obviously Brown missed with his finger, then maybe Black wouldn't be in there. I know he's got a kick the last couple of weeks, but in general his year hasn't been great. May have found himself in the reserves more often if they didn't have so many injuries.
So Thomas keeps up his average against Carlton here with a 4-goal game, but there's not much to salvage from the wreck tonight for the Kangaroos, to be honest. Judd, toe poking forward and landing in the arms of Bell. High ball to the pocket, Waite and Thompson. And to think that this North Melbourne defence has been one of the best in the competition all year, and they've been turned inside out tonight. So they run it from half-back. Ferrito got it from right, goes back to right. Right's got Gibson short, and he finds him. So Gibson, neat kick. Here's the man in question, Black. Bit of a sloppy one, but falls in Greenwood's arms. So maybe a late couple of goals for the Kangas. Greenwood, 11 goals this season, 21 goals in his career. So this is his 6th season, so he's been hitting the scoreboard, and he gets a 2nd goal tonight, but all too little, too late.
He's really slowed down in the second half too, only 21 possessions, I think, from memory, and 15 at half-time.
The goal kicking too, they're 6 goals straight in the last quarter, Carlton, so that's important too in the third quarter. They had a lot of shots, they just couldn't actually get the goals on the scoreboard, but they had not that many shots, 6 I suppose, but 6 goals in the last quarter. It's very hard to think the opposition got any chance.
Lee, here's a Menzel injury. He's been off for a fair while in the last quarter, Menzel, so this looks like, is it a hyperextension?
What's it? Look at his either left ankle and knee. His groins would have got a fair work over there as well.
The family have a history with knees, don't they?
Well, Troy's had a couple at Central Districts, and obviously Daniel 4 at Geelong.
Margin 23 points then. Full congratulations to Michael Malthouse and his men tonight. It's been a torrid week in many respects. Robinson, Curnow, wide to Bell. Never challenged, and they put down the resistance. Goes towards half-forward Yaron. The tag too easy, if you don't mind me saying. Takes it towards the boundary line. Looks inside. That makes it worthwhile, though, doesn't it? Robinson dropped the mark. He's 25 metres out from goal, trying to steal it away as Gibson. Ball doesn't release. We'll have a ball up. We're down to 25 seconds. Or a couple more.
So here's North's run home.
He's Brad at the moment. He's thinking, what am I going to say to the players after the game? Then what am I going to say to the press about 20 minutes after that?
And there's the Kangaroos run home. Big game next week against the Cats. And I guess the Bulldogs, the other one that they've got in the run home. It's not an easy one now.
But Wayne, the dynamics are, we're not playing for top 4, we're playing to stay in the 8 suddenly, aren't we?
Yep.
Because tonight has cost them any chance of being top 4. It really has been such a damaging defeat. So a big upset coming. Jacobs at the back. Tui wrestled down. Henderson and Carlton in a big upset. A long week for Michael Malthouse and the Blues, but a happy ending. First time they've beaten a team in the 8 all year, the Blues.
No, they were really good. Take nothing away from them tonight.
Let's go down to you, Tim.
Well, Bruce McAvaney was saying it's the first time you've beaten a team in the 8 all year. Would you rate this your best performance, though?
Yeah, definitely. I think it was a full 4 quarters of performance, which I think we've had shown last week. That third quarter we got done by Sydney, and I think we just battled hard all night. It was just, as I said, 4 quarters.
They came back strongly in the third quarter, though, didn't they?
Yeah, definitely. We knew they would. They're a great third quarter team, and we just had to hold them off. And I think Wadey's goal really stopped that momentum. And we did really well to just claw it back.
What's it like to have somebody alongside you like Jared Waite playing the way that he did tonight?
Yeah, look, it's been well publicised how Wadey's been going, but he's put his head down, and credit to him. He played a great game today, and he was really influential, and it was just great to have him back.
100 games for you tonight with the family along to watch you?
Yeah, family was here, and congrats to Yazza and Robbo and Davey Allen on his 50. So it was a good night for the club.
Well done.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks, Tim. So a terrific night, a career high for Lachie Henderson.
Amazing, before you look at the Carlton side, a bit like Richmond, they're the sides that were up in the finals last year, and you thought, gee, they're better sides than where they were a week or two ago, 4 wins, 5 losses, and Carlton today played like that level.
So North miss a big chance here. Kate Simpson, terrific again tonight. He's with Tim.
Okay, great performance from you again tonight. And North Melbourne, I mean, they were a top side coming into this game, and you really pulled them apart nicely.
Yeah, they've been going great, so we knew we were going to have our work cut out for us. They've knocked off all the top sides, so we really set ourselves for it, and it was good just that we played 4 quarters tonight. And
to kick 16 goals against one of the better defensive sides in the competition too.
Yeah, I don't know, that's probably the best we've kicked. If we kicked a bit straight, it could have been better, but we wanted to control the ball and try and use it and kick it good to our forwards, so I think they got some nice delivery, which is good.
Though coming back in that third quarter, what did Mick say at 3-quarter time?
We just wanted to play 4 quarters. We felt we'd played 3 decent quarters, so their third quarters all year have been probably better than everyone. So to hold them and keep the lead was a big plus for us, and we just knew we had to hold on.
Well done, enjoy.
Cheers, thanks, Tim.
Lee, I was just looking at Michael Malthouse, 404 wins he's had now as a coach. It was his 705th game, but look, I reckon he's had bigger wins than this, but this would be quite satisfying, wouldn't it?
Well, he's been under a bit of personal pressure this week, so I guess the pressure is relieved when your main function of your job is to generate a win, and that's what happened tonight.
Well, you spoke to the captain a couple of weeks ago, Lee, and he's had a terrific season. Mark Murphy is with Tim.
Enjoy that?
Yeah, it's been a tough year, so it was great to put 4 quarters together finally. So the boys have been working really hard on the track and been doing everything right, so it's great to get a win.
Is that one of the things you're focusing on at the moment to finish the season off really strongly?
Yeah, it is. There's still a lot to get out of the season, although you can't play finals this year, but I think the improvement in the group, we're still working on a lot of things, and we want to go out finishing really strongly and tick off those areas we've been working on.
And Johnny looked sharp out there again tonight. Can you talk him into playing another year?
Yeah, he's looked all right, Johnny, but I think he said he'll wait until the end of the year and work it out, but I love playing with him, so hopefully keep on going.
And Gibbsy good again tonight too.
Yeah, Bryce had a great year, so just keeps on firing the footy, and he's been standing up in big moments, which is what the really good players do, and he's doing that.
Did you wonder what was going on out there tonight? I think I've ever seen you find so much space out there in a game, not for a long time anyway.
Yeah, it was good to get a little bit of space, but just great to share a win with the boys. Played a good half last week against a really good side and learned a lot of lessons from that. So, the boys were great tonight.
Well done, Murph, and good luck for the rest of the season.
He played well. He led, certainly. He was a part of a very good midfield group. They've got a ferocious run home. They've got Fremantle away, Gold Coast Suns, Geelong, Port Adelaide and Essendon. And a lot of people were thinking, would they get another win, Carlton? Well, they're going to be dangerously, as you said. They're a bit like Richmond, aren't they?
Well, that was a good performance tonight. I know the Kangaroos really didn't play probably what they're capable of, but I thought Carlton played very well. I thought they were very, very powerful. Good players played well. I mean, all of a sudden, Waite's back and forth. Makes an enormously difference team.
Yeah, I agree. If you look at even just the stat sheet, Simpson, Gibbs, Murphy, Yaron, Judd, Waite, their top 6 there. Henderson kicked 6 and really served well by White and Rowe down back. So all of a sudden it looked pretty good. I was really impressed with their last quarter. The game was on the line at 3-quarter time. Hats off to Carlton, and some real soul-searching required for North Melbourne.
4 players playing miles. Isn't life funny? Jared Waite gets a late call up tonight and takes full advantage. If he hadn't played tonight, who knows whether we would have played again this year.
Yeah.
And we were thinking about where might he go next year.
And the added bonus was Waite comes in, he's drawing the footy, therefore Thompson has to go to him, and all of a sudden Henderson's getting the 2nd and 3rd, and Bob's up and kicks 6 and has 9 shots on goal.
We've said it a few times. Last year, Carlton were up towards the finals, obviously got it by default in a way, but Betts and Waite and Garlett were real weapons for him. And those 3 have been out for most of the year for a variety of reasons. But Waite got his reprieve tonight, and Garlett was still on the emergency bench, but gee, he was outstanding.
Well, it's their best win for the year. There's no question about that. They get to 6 wins now, but they take a scalp, a really important win for them. Cam Wood, first game as a Blue. And I wonder if he knows the song he's about to sing.
Let's find out.
I reckon he does.